What is happening?
Hey,
Hey, Leslie.
Hey. Hey.
Hi, everyone. It's Mischief Monday with Legally Leslie. What is happening? Hello, hello, hello.
I'm sitting on Westlaw and I'm plugging in effects of bankruptcy on pending federal litigation.
Yeah, that seems to be the talk of the evening.
Yes.
I loaded up my browser so I could watch, the channel on YouTube, watch the show, so I could see the chat better. And I saw Beg and Megan's like talking about bankruptcy court. And, no lawyer,
Yeah.
or no experience with law is going to talk about bankruptcy.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how they love to say, "Oh, I'm practicing the unlicensed practice of law." It's like, what the hell is she doing, man? If I'm practicing the unlicensed practice of law, she certainly is, and she's not. I mean, I'm just saying, commentating on this stuff. I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Nine Chins, what's going on? Bonnie, Black Widow, Babs, Bearded Fisherman, Harper, Tammy J, Yvonne, Mother of Bird, Steffi Sue. What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello. Francis, King Paco, Hers, Donna, Nana, Tammy J, Pandera. I always like to do my hellos. Everybody. Man, back to country. Lucinda, Miss D, Donna's is here. Crimson Jezebel. Hey, John. George Lowe, hello. Ernie, hey, hey, hey. Bonita, hello. Hi, just Mike. Hey, Cindy Clark. Kim, Robert, hello, hello, hello. Cindy Fields, hello, honey. How are you? Prayers up for you, honey. Monica, Ruth, WB Granny, hello, hello, hello. Super Dave. Wait, Super Dave. I have to try and say it the way Harley does. It's so cute. Babs. Hello, hello. Hi, Lynn. Lucy from Vermont. Hello, hello. Wow. See, Tina's here. Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. Jared's here. Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. Kimberly Chess. What's going on? Yes. I want to touch base and also send prayers out to the people of Texas. I'm not sure the name of the town is Hill. Kim Chess, is it Hill? Did you see what happened in Texas, Leslie?
Oh, the flooding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Somebody had mentioned it the other night, and I'm like, what? And I watched literally when I got off the live last night, there was so many videos and information about it on my feed, and I was watching. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know till I got off the live last night. Like I didn't know like how bad it was, and it was like a real bad disaster. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
so sad. They had no warning whatsoever.
It's horrible.
It's really sad. Yeah. So prayers up to all the families. It's Kerryville or Kerrville. In Hill Country. I knew it's in Hill Country.
I just saw that like cars, like literally floating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Houses. I watched one person, a young girl who I guess they lived next door to her fiance's sister. They have 2 children, they had a bunch of animals, and the water came up so high they were standing on the bed. She was trying to keep the animals safe, her children safe, and her fiance broke a window to help them somehow get out. And in that, he cut his arm and it hit an artery. He actually ended up passing away.
Oh my gosh.
Saving their lives. Yeah. I was really, really sad. Warnings went out, but people were asleep. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true because it happened late at night. I was just listening to what they were saying that there was no warning. They had no warning, but it was late at night.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and there was like grandparents who were, in their home. They found them 15 miles away, still holding each other's hands. Very, very sad. That's sad. Yeah. And then there's also the camp. There was a camp where there was a bunch of young girls who went missing and stuff too. I can't believe that the water went up so high over on the other side. Like I've never seen anything like that. So it's absolute. But yeah, the Guadalupe River. Very, very sad. Very sad. So prayers up to all the families. involved. They're going to need a lot of help. A lot of help. I mean, because they lost homes, they lost cars, and people who still have their homes, they lost everything inside because when the water came through, I mean, it was muddy water. They're stepping in mud, walking through, their property now.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's really sad. Really
Yeah,
sad.
definitely.
Yes, Mystic Camp was the name of the camp. There were other camps around the area, but whoever was there was safe, and there were no people at another camp, I believe.
Wow.
Almost 30 feet of water. It's really, really sad.
Yeah.
So prayers up to all the families involved. Yep, an RV park. Another flood again in North Carolina. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I didn't. I saw people talk about it in the chat, but I didn't know about it, so I didn't say anything. I thought it was happening like right at the time, and I guess it had happened, that morning, 3, 4 in the morning maybe or something. Yeah. But I really didn't see anything about it until last night when I got off the live. Wow. I was like, wow. I didn't realize how bad that was,
Yeah.
Say hello. So yeah, and then the other thing I want to let everybody know, I did text Ray today to find out how his wife was doing. She did not have surgery. She's still in the hospital, and she's in a lot of pain. So they're taking care of her and they're watching her. So please still send some prayers up to his wife and his family. So yeah, that would be appreciated.
I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I want to touch, not touch because we've actually been talking about it for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that, Dave. But I will probably touch more later on too about it. But I just want to make sure everybody does know that it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we've been talking about for a long time now about the cyberbullying that takes place against people and victims, and what's been going on for 2.5 years is in fact cyberbullying. We've been touching about it a lot lately. I put out a video today. I'm a little about putting it on YouTube after what just happened with them trying to take me down for a video that was about literally like the good versus evil throughout history. But it is on Rumble, so you guys can if you joined Rumble, I did load it up on Rumble over there to see if there's any kind of response over there. And it's called Ghost in the Wires.
Yeah,
and Mo did a fabulous job with that. But it's a PSA for cyberbullying and awareness, and and then I was talking to Kendra earlier. Kendra will be on tomorrow night, hopefully. But she plans on coming on here, so we were talking about a lot of stuff and about cyberbullying, and we talked about Michaela and Save the Fox, and we talked about a couple of other people who are being cyberbullied as well. So we're going to get into more of that tomorrow. I'm not liking it. She's like, I was watching these channels and I was like, oh my God, if Lisa saw this, she would be on a rampage right now. I'm like, oh no, really? She's like, oh yeah, you would have been like on them like white on rice, I'm like, great.
No, it's just
hey, if that's what the purpose is, we got a big ass bully over here that we're trying to make sure a judge stops him from doing it. And I've been saying, he's not the only one that does this. There's a lot of people out there using.
He's playing with fire, Lisa.
I know.
He's going to bully the wrong person.
Yeah.
And the wrong person's going to take their life, and he's going to become a headline on national news, and people are going to hate him throughout the world.
That's what he's doing is what these people have done to the people who have harmed themselves and are no longer here. And if he doesn't believe that, he's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. So like last night when he's on there talking about how we're saying how he could be responsible for that, and like we must be nuts to say that. Hello, go back and look at your life.
We could be responsible. We're not the ones spreading the hate. We're not the ones on the hate site saying all these things. Like,
she's trying to say we make fun of them or whatever. Look, no, we're exposing the truth of what you guys are doing. I can say you got googly eyes, and I can say he's a liar because he is. I'm not literally bullying and harassing you. I'm exposing you after you literally harass people and lie about people. You've been doing it for 2.5 years to this family. You are so lucky that hasn't happened.
Let me tell you something with the law. I just laugh. I didn't, I already read last night the horrendous email that he sent me where, he wants to.
If people didn't see it, you could read it again.
You want me to pull it up? I think it's worth looking at again.
It was a great letter that you wrote to him. After all this, you still wrote this to him. Hey, Richard.
Richard's in the chat. Okay, so you want me to here? I'll go ahead and share it because I think it's good for people to see it.
It is good for people to see. So, guys, if you heard this already, please just bear with. So, other people who may not have heard it,
so I'm sharing
can hear it again.
Share the whatever. I'm sharing it. You just have to, I think, put it.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
That's okay. So, just to kind of recap, I started getting all these, unsolicited, unwarranted emails from this Gmail account being signed by this Anaya Waterman, who I believe is Jeremy, or if it's not Jeremy, heavily affiliated with Jeremy. And it's just hate emails, unsolicited, unwarranted. I'm not sending them. All of a sudden, she's attacking me with these emails. I'm ignoring them. She continually sends more emails. And I try to diffuse the situation by a simple statement, God is love. How is she going to react to that? And she still sends me more hate emails. So during this time,
I believe that is her. I don't believe that this is Jeremy. Like, I believe it's
okay.
It's
well, he seems to know an awful lot about her emails to me.
Yeah.
So obviously he
admitted that. He admitted that on his
lives and everything. So anyways, I thought to myself, why not send him something in love? Maybe sending him something in love will diffuse the hate. I didn't want to take accolades for sending it. So I sent it from an alias email, just a nice message, just a message to brighten his day up, hopefully diffuse whatever hate he's got in his heart. Okay. So I send this letter to him. This was yesterday, and it says, Jeremy, your life matters and God loves you. Jeremy, this writing is for you. Your life matters. God loves you. This comes from a fake email because I don't want him to know it's me, because I don't want him to prejudge it. I want him to read it, just wondering who sent it, because it's nothing but love. Okay. And it says, becoming the light, why your life matters in the eyes of others. And I just said, every one of us arrives in this world with something special, a gift. Not a single person is born above or below another. That's the truth. We forget in the noise of everyday life. Real happiness doesn't come from applause or recognition. It's found in those quiet moments when you help someone, when they never knew it was you, when you watch their spirit light up and their happiness become your own. Something inside you changes. That's real peace. Trust me, you could have all the money, all the comfort, all the privileges people spend their lives chasing and still feel desperately empty. I learned that early. Money and power, they only make you a target on your back bigger. They fill your days with more problems, more people wanting something from you, more reasons to feel alone. The world teaches us that life is about getting ahead, being noticed, winning. But it's a lie. Our lives have always been about each other, about lifting someone else up, about loving deeply, about becoming more than just ourselves. Love isn't just a feeling, it's unity, strength, a kind of invisible thread that ties all life together. True love doesn't divide. It brings us under one roof, one God, one purpose. Someday when you draw your last breath and your soul finally slips free of your body, you'll see it all differently. There's no judgment waiting for you, just a chance to see your life through the eyes of everyone you've touched. You'll feel what they felt, their joy, their pain, their hope. And in the presence of the light so powerful and loving, it can't be described, you finally understand what your life meant. That's the real test. Did you make someone's life brighter? Did you offer love more than you took? Did you learn what it means to become more like the one who made you? Life is a school. You're here to learn, to mess up, to get back up, to grow into something better. That's all God wants for you, to become more loving, more humble, more alive. And he loves you exactly as you are right now. You are his child. Every mistake you've ever made can be washed away if you're willing to ask, to open your heart and to change. So take a deep breath. Look at your life. Are you fulfilled? Are you happy? If not, you can always start over right now, today. It's never too late. Don't let pride or fear keep you stuck. Every act of kindness matters. Every apology, every effort to forgive, every moment you choose to love over anger, it counts. Please let this message sit with you. Examine the choices that have led you to darkness, to bitterness, to hurting others. You can choose differently. You can be the reason someone else believes in goodness again. You can become who you were meant to be. And when your time comes, you'll know you lived, truly lived, and loved with everything you had. So it's a very positive message I sent him. It should have provoked absolutely no evil in any realm.
I didn't even have to respond.
He responded within a minute. Within a minute, and he knew it was me, which is really odd. And he goes, I told you yesterday, stop contacting me. Then he says, you're being reported to local authorities for your constant harassment, you psychotic stalker. You're now going to be in court in Florida and Ohio. This was his response to that email.
Are you suing him? I think you already know you're going to be in court.
I'm suing him. But I was just trying to send him a nice something that was motivating.
Right.
Nothing to hurt the man.
There's nothing wrong with you even behind another name trying to give him a message.
I just wanted to give him a positive message, hoping it might touch his heart, maybe change his path. That was it.
If he was really that person that he claims to be, it should have.
I mean, most people that are one with God and spiritual would have loved a message like that. So then my response to him was, Jeremy, no one is harassing you. You've been constantly targeting people during your live streams, talking about them, posting against them on your Facebook hate group daily. The email sent to you was done in kindness and in inspiration in hopes that you will find the light again, not in malicious or intent to harm. Read the words. You are a child of God who is loved by God. If sending you a kind message after being attacked on your channel is harassment, I would disagree. Please consider these words as they are given only in love in hopes that you can see the pain this ordeal is causing everyone. No one will contact you to give you this message again, but I do pray you keep it and read it throughout your life because it was written in love for people. And then he responds right back. You will be in court in 2 states. Don't contact me again under your real name or any false alias, you pathetic freak. That's what I get. So anyway, okay. First of all, let me explain this to you guys. So, this harassment, let me tell you what the court views as harassment. First of all, harassment is just unsolicited attacks, unwarranted attacks on someone that would lead someone to be fearful of their life that make no sense whatsoever. You have to understand, I have transcripts of the last month of this man going live, speaking about me, defaming me, insulting me. I've got tons of screenshots from a Facebook that he operates under What the Hales, which has voluminous.
He's claiming he doesn't, but
well, it's his logo exactly, so he can get rid of it.
Which he is responsible for.
Yeah, and so and this whole thing has attacked me, and I knew.
And you know why he's responsible for it? Because he knows it exists, and if it's not his, and he didn't take it down,
exactly.
He's responsible for it.
So I am getting attacked with all these horrible statements. I knew nobody coming into this. And I'm getting attacked, and that's how. And so instead of attacking back and yelling and going crazy on the guy for everything and trying to be right, I just sent him a loving message. But he warrants that as harassment.
He knew it was you because you had sent him the one before.
Well, I didn't send it to him. That was the crazy. Oh, a long time ago when I into the case, I told him, you have a gift. Use the gift, with good and spread love to people. It was a very heartfelt, nice message I sent him. But he attacked, he made fun of that, I guess, and he dispersed it to all his people that he pays to do his PR, including Megan and everybody, and they all made fun of it. So anyways, I'm not going to argue with hate. I'm just not. I'm not going to debate. Right. I'm not going to try to be right. It's not worth it. You're never going to win with people like this. So I decided, I prayed, and I thought this is what God wanted me to do, to just hit him with love and kindness in hope to soften his heart, right? And
no, Teresa, I didn't. I don't watch his show.
Yeah,
and nobody told me about it till I guess now, so I didn't hear anything about it.
I don't watch his shows anymore. I do what I do is I just grab the transcripts because I'm not going to sit through and watch him attack people so hatefully. But either way, that was the response, and I have never had a response like that. The only times I've seen responses like that have been when you see exorcisms, when people are trying to exorcise demons out of people, and the demon is yelling back at a priest as the priest is trying to exorcise, and the demon talks in hate when love of God comes. Demons don't like that. And so, that's the only time I've seen such hate articulated. And I'm sorry, in my opinion, this guy's got demons inside of him. That's my opinion, because there's no reason for anybody to speak like that with such a loving message. And, that message in no capacity should have ever provoked the response that he sent me, ever.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we share that, but let's talk about the bankruptcy for a little bit, because you said you want to pull that up, and then we're going to get to speaking of lawyers, we're going to get to lawyers, because this has become real freaking interesting today. And we're going to point out an article from Rich. Rich, if you want, where's Rich's link? We'll get Rich's link. And he did a great article today. It was pretty cool. But let's talk about the bankruptcy for a minute. You said you pulled up case law on it.
I can kind of explain it to everybody so they can understand. When a bankruptcy is filed, and you can file a bankruptcy under what's called Chapter 7, Chapter 11, Chapter 13, and under the federal law, it's 11 USC Statute 362. It automatically stops most civil proceedings against a debtor. Okay. Now, there are some exceptions to this. For instance, if you were in litigation in family court over child support and custody, it's not going to stay a proceeding like that. It's not going to stay a proceeding like a criminal proceeding, right? It's not going to stay government enforcement actions. But when you are being sued in a civil court, whether it's state or federal or whatnot, it's going to stay that. And a lot of times it serves as a purpose, like you said, Lisa, to give the debtor breathing room and, to prevent creditors from racing to see who's going to get paid first. They put a stay on everything. There's been cases where if a stay isn't, afforded to somebody that's in a civil case, and say a judgment comes out against them, that judgment becomes void. Because the state should absolutely apply to everything except for the exceptions. Okay, when you're dealing with cases like that. So, so
if the judge doesn't accept the stay and it goes the case moves forward with her in it, and she loses the any type of damages or whatever, becomes void.
Yeah, it would become void if she got a judgment against her.
Wow.
So, and the thing is, if anything, what this really essentially says too is, I don't know, it shows you that he is just harassing, because even if he won, which the only way he would win is just mere fact that she didn't have counsel, right? She didn't know how to litigate to fight. It wouldn't be on the merit of the allegations. It would just be that she was disadvantaged by not having a lawyer help her.
She was disadvantaged when it began, but she ended up with a lawyer that was literally waiting on a verdict before he even showed anything, which is really not. But I've always thought it was wrong. Wait a minute, what?
I think it's going to send a message to the federal judge, magistrate, saying, what is this man doing? He's holding these people up in litigation. Even if he wins, he can't get a judgment from this woman. She doesn't have the ability to pay it. So the only reason he'd tie her up in litigation at this point, it's not to get monetary damage anymore. It's just to harass her, because a lot of time, I talked about this a long time ago on your show. I think I did a long time ago. You've got
I think John should somehow mention exactly what you just said in his next filing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
I'm not sure Michelle has to file anything.
You've got a lot of people out there that, as lawyers, you call them what's called judgment proof. Okay. So there's tons of cases out there that could be filed against people, but should they be filed against people? Because if they were filed against someone, could the person even pay them the damages that they're seeking? And if someone can't, they're judgment proof, meaning why would you go through the rigmarole and the stress and the time of litigation
for content?
But when you go to collect a judgment, you can't collect, because I'll tell you right now, tons of people file bankruptcy after a judgment is done. They'll file after, okay, and that they say, I can't pay this debt. So, or if somebody is indigent, they don't have any assets, or there's creditors that are first in line before that judgment comes around. lawyers, even if say they had all the proof in the world that someone did something to them that they could win on the, the elements of the claim, a lawyer won't take the case if they're judgment proof, because a lawyer knows you're not going. It's one thing to get a money judgment, and it's another thing to collect on that money judgment. So this is telling the court right now,
which is why Jeremy's lawyer is not on a contingency basis. He gets paid per hour.
Yeah. And it's telling you right now, it's telling
Speaking of that lawyer,
you're not going to collect from this woman. You're just not going to collect. So to me, it sends a message.
Or anybody else, really, I don't believe.
That if he were to keep pursuing this, it's clear that it's for content and harassment.
Yeah.
Because it's not for the justice of it.
Right.
So
definitely not. So speaking of that lawyer and lawyers, what happened today?
I haven't read the whole thing.
What did we come across today?
I haven't read the whole thing, but what I can say is somebody had sent me
an email. Shocket.
Someone sent me an email. This guy was really cool. He sent me this email and he goes, I don't know if you have this, but wanted to give it to you. Keep up the good work is what he tells me in an email. And what it was a filing that Shocket was involved in a case in Pinellas County, Florida. And
do you have it up or no?
Yeah, I have it up right now. If you want me to share it, hold on.
Yeah, you can share it. Well, the one thing I know we want to see is page 51.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. This is what was sent to me. Okay, and this was in 2018 in Pinellas County, Florida. This was the case. You said page 51, right, Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go ahead and go to page 51. Hold on.
Well, explain what the case is.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't read it thoroughly. You probably read it more than I have, but I knew it was something bad. But either way, I haven't read it.
I actually didn't read the whole thing through either. I went right to, when Michael said, check out page 51 or however he said it. I went to him like, oh, dang.
Okay, this is really the important part. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is an order. Okay. And if something is put in an order, that's a big deal. That comes from a judge. Okay. This is a judge putting in what they found. So in this order, it says right here in paragraph 2, of greater concern to this court is the fact that plaintiff's counsel of record, Mr. Shocket, has made various sworn representation in his motion that appeared to be blatantly false. This court is forwarding a copy of this order and the defense written response filed October 7th, 2016 to the Florida Bar for review in such action as it deems appropriate. I mean, that is huge. That is huge. How this man, I mean, I have to look him up on the Florida Bar website, but how this man could have evaded discipline in Florida is beyond me. I mean,
quite questionable. I mean, even like with this case, he like shot already from his first complaint. Magistrate Bellisto came back with a footnote that mentions shotgun pleadings and he should pay attention to what he's doing. You know what I mean? With the torts against me, like, are you kidding me right now? Like they're bullshit torts. And I guess based on MLS's his motion to dismiss is why they pulled out and changed it. You know, because he asked for a more definite statement, you know, but he realized he wasn't going to.
He did get disciplined. I don't know if it was for this, but guys, I just found this. This is interesting. Hold on. Let me share this with you. Let's look at this. Hold on. I didn't look him up before because I was too consumed by looking at everybody like Hales. But all right.
Yeah.
So here, okay, if you look him up on the Florida Bar member search. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen this already. Okay, because it says he had,
so that's the case then that he got reprimanded.
He had admonishment in 2018. Let me see. Let's open it up because you can read what it was over. Report of misconduct. Okay, so it's not letting me. I can't pull it up for some reason. This search, I have to go into a different search engine to pull it up. But that should explain his misconduct, okay, for admonishment. And I would
Right.
assume it probably had something, because I was going to say this is a big deal. Like to have a Florida bar, a judge direct something to the Florida bar for review. That's a big deal. So
Right, Connie, who has the LOLer? How do you guys even say that? Loller? Loller?
But he has.
They
if you
keep
go
saying
to,
it all the time.
Yeah, if you go to the Florida bar website, you put his name in, and it'll come up Randall Mark Shocket. Then it's going to give you a link that you can see right there that says report of minor misconduct, and you click on that. And
He got in trouble, as Super Dave saying, he got in trouble for questioning someone without their counsel there. Gee, like Michelle, when she was saying that she was going to be basically that day obtaining that lawyer, begging for them to continue it, and he kept like torturing her. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But then what popped up again today? Actually, let's look at. Do you have Richard's article there too, or
I have to go to my email? Hold on, let me see if I can.
You guys got to check out Richard's article. I mean, we can pull it up. Is Richard still here? Richard, you here? You want us to pull it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where it is. I'm going through my email real fast to see if I can find it. Excellent piece. Hold on. I think I'm going to pull. I think I found it. Hold on.
Hey, Jennifer W.
Hold on.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good. I clicked on all those links. I'm like, wait, hold up. What?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Look for the article. Because I know
I have a letter ready for Florida bar for a couple of people.
Okay,
yeah, he's definitely trying to pull some shady shit with me. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
So I think I might have to write one now too.
Hold on.
Especially, I think if the case doesn't get dismissed and I have to file something else, I think I'm going to be adding that order along with something else to prove how shady Shocket really is. Yeah. I've already added the Arkansas denial with him, what would they actually call that? His denial of getting license there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but I've already added that.
I have it pulled up. I have it pulled up if you want to share it. It's
okay. Yeah. Let's see. This is Richard's article. Let me make it bigger. Oh, it is big.
Lisa, you cracked me up when you said she looked like his girlfriend or whatever she was, looked like Joan Rivers.
Oh yeah, well there's looks just like Joan Rivers. I'm sorry. Joan Rivers. It's all right. It's all right.
It does. I was like, look like I couldn't think of it. That's it's his girlfriend, Doreen Turner Inkeles,
who I think is writing a lot of these things, and she's in family law. She's not in like copyright and all. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I mean that's not her thing, and she's writing, these motions, and it's just like whatever. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see. Okay. What is the title? Wait, Florida Richard cracks me up. Florida legal loose cannon, Randy Rocket Shocket, and Doreen Turner Inkeles. All right, so go ahead.
Okay.
You want to read it? You can, because you can see it clearer than I can.
Okay, hold on.
It's smaller. It's too small for me.
Okay.
Disgraced shyster lawyer duo plots. Oh, I missed it. See?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So
I want to talk about looks.
Once respected attorney and a fraud taint former dentist are courting infamy in rural Florida. The pair, Randy Rocket Shocket and Doreen Turner Inkeles, have a sordid track record of lies, fraud, and ethical breaches. There we got his picture. Sorry. Now they've resurfaced as a team in Levy County, hitching themselves to YouTube personality Jeremy Hales and raising the alarm in legal circles. Critics say the two predatory lawyers are wreaking havoc with sham lawsuits and eyeing political power in their new turf. Florida legal loose cannons, Randy Shocket's sordid past of fraud, perjury, and bar deception. Randy Shocket's journey from dentistry to attorney is a tale of deceit. In the 1990s, he was caught billing insurance for phantom dental work and lying under oath to conceal it. He admitted to committing insurance fraud and perjury, leading Missouri to suspend his dental license. Instead of reforming, Shocket tried to become a lawyer, only to be denied admission in Arkansas for lacking good moral character. Regulators found he gave false, misleading, or incomplete answers on bar applications, showing a pattern of dishonesty. Shocket somehow slipped into the Florida bar, but his unethical conduct persisted. In 2017, Heritage Insurance accused him of using a company mole to steal confidential claim data. He then used the stolen information to extort money from the insurer. A Florida judge likewise blasted Shocket for abusing the court. He made various sworn representations that appeared to be blatantly false. This prompted the judge to alert the bar. Shocket also faces allegations of soliciting clients by using a public adjuster to poach cases from other lawyers. It was a brazen scheme to pilfer competitors' clients for profit. With such a record of scams and lies, Shocket's law license rests on borrowed time in the minds of many. Florida legal loose cannons, Doreen Inkeles, ambition, violations, and a fall from grace. Doreen Turner Inkeles built a career as a family law attorney in South Florida, but her ambitions led to ethical stumbles. In 2016, she ran for Broward County judgeship and broke election laws in the process.
Yep.
Her campaign, managed by a political fixer, sent fundraising emails directly to government emails, including those of courthouse judges. She illegally solicited donations up to $1,000. This blatant violation of Florida Statute 106.154, a first-degree misdemeanor, was exposed in local media. Her reputation was tarnished. Inkeles lost that judicial race, and the scandal cemented her image as a lawyer willing to cut corners for power. After the defeat, Inkeles left God's waiting room, heading to Central Florida to begin anew. She quietly linked up with Shocket. The Florida bar now lists her at Shocket Law Group, Trenton, Florida office, a stone throw from Levy County. Within 6 months, she was again looking to run for judgeship.
Oh, good God, you don't want her on as a judge?
Once touted
Jesus.
her 25 years of experience in family law.
Yikes.
She has traded respectability for infamy by partnering with Shocket. Florida bar records even show Inkeles serving on a bar committee focused on ethics and professionalism, a bitter irony given her own campaign misconduct. Colleagues,
didn't Jeremy say that she was trying to become a lawyer in Pensacola?
I don't know.
Yeah. And so she was also trying in Levy County?
I don't know. I don't know.
So she's traveling to become a judge. Did I say lawyer? A judge. She's trying to become a judge in anywhere she can. Is that what this is about?
She's trying.
Is that how that works? Do all lawyers that want to be judges, they go to all kinds of counties in the state? And
any lawyer can run for judge. Okay, I used to have a podcast.
Yeah, but who moves around the entire state trying to become
someone who really wants to become a judge? And
well, not only that, she tried to run under a different name too.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, colleagues privately whispered that Inkeles' craving for a judgeship hasn't faded. She is using Levy's smaller stage as a second chance to climb the ladder. I sure hope the hodunks don't go for a carpetbagger, said one Florida local. God. But her willingness to flout rules and team up with a known bad actor suggests she's more interested in power than principle. Florida legal loose cannons, lawfare in Levy County, and defending Jeremy Hales by attack. The Shocket, oh God, sorry, these pictures are killing me. The Shocket Inkeles duo.
If you could scroll right up past the space, that'd be great.
Am I going past? This is why I'm scrolling.
Yeah, just scroll past the space.
Oh, okay. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, get rid of the space.
Sorry about that. In retaliation against Hales, the court documents claim Otter Creek locals put up crude yard signs shouting, "Jeremy Hales raped my daughter," and "No Ohio rapist in Levy County stopped Jeremy Hales smearing the internet personality." Rather than cool intentions, Shocket and Inkeles threw gasoline on the fire. In addition to the neighbors' lawsuit, they filed a second sweeping federal federal proceeding on Hale's behalf, dragging a dozen media defendants to court over alleged defamation and conspiracy styled as deceptive trade practices. Richard Luthman, who writes for this outlet, is named a defendant. He has yet to be served with papers in the case, although Hales claims to his audience that he has been. Luthman says he can't wait to be served with legal process so he can show the world how Hales teamed up with an apparent child. All right. Okay. Dinesh Nashravan. I can't even pronounce that. Dinesh, whatever. Okay. Is a commercial pornographer with an OnlyFans page where he didn't get an 18 USC 2257 model releases. That statute protects against child pornography production. How Hales, Shocket, and Inkeles are his co-signers escapes me. They are all disgraceful people, Luthman says. They're Shocket. Legal experts have perplexed why Hales court drama continues to be entertained. Expert handwriting evidence shows Shocket and Inkeles' client.
Is that his kid? If that's his kid, you just go past that.
Okay, yeah, let's go past. Okay, sorry.
Because I don't know whose child that is, and I don't want if it's his, I don't want that. Just go past it.
In whatever. Okay, the Bongino versus the Daily Beast. The court dismissed Dan Bongino's claims.
This is the case. I think Shocket, when he filed the amendment, I think he was trying to do the same thing Bongino was doing.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. Was holding that media plaintiffs must overcome a high constitutional bar in defamation cases, including proving actual malice. The court rejected Bongino's attempt to package defamation as statutory and tort claims. The First Amendment does not permit end runs around defamation standards by creatively labeling speech-based injuries as something else. Observers say the case is less about justice and more about silencing critics. In a formal bar grievance, one attorney notes Shocket has been filing frivolous, meritless claims as part of a campaign to harass perceived enemies of Hales. Shocket has effectively weaponized the court system in what appears to be lawful, not legitimate advocacy. Yeah. The lawsuit's scattershot accusations and aggressive tactics appear designed more to intimidate and harass than to seek legitimate relief, according to the complaint filed with the Florida Bar. Shocket even tried to disqualify a judge who didn't favor Hales, an extraordinary step that drew eye rolls from legal peers. Inkeles, for her part, was one of the drafters of the harebrained Hales lawsuits and has been spotted alongside Shocket in legal circles and romantic. The pair press on with Hales' case, showing no qualms about the scorched earth approach against.
Yeah, she was definitely at one of those hearings because I remember begging Megan going, "Oh my God, she looks fabulous. Love those arms. Like she's working out." You know,
are you kidding me?
I kid you not.
Wow. Okay, disabled litigants on fixed incomes. Florida legal loose cannons, predators of the swamp bar eye of power play. With their reputations in tatters elsewhere, Shocket and Inkeles seem determined to reinvent themselves in Levy County. They have set up shop in this rural community and attached themselves to Hale's high-profile feud, perhaps hoping victory will catapult them into local prominence. But their methods have raised red flags. Filed grievances urged the Florida Bar to investigate Shocket's shady admission and consider whether disbarment or other appropriate sanctions are warranted. Long-time attorneys are aghast with the disingenuous lawyer who can't accept responsibility for his actions is now rampaging through the Florida courts. Levy County residents and the legal community alike are watching warily. The Shocket-Inkeles duo has been duped legal predators, attorneys who prey on loopholes, vulnerable clients, and even the judicial system itself to serve their agenda. Their sordid saga serves as a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition and ethical rot. As an angle for influence in Levy County, maybe a judgeship for Inkeles or simply a swagger of being a big fish in a small pond. Many hope the law will finally catch up with them. Florida legal system may yet slam the door on this disgraced duo before they can do more damage. There you go.
Oh boy, I mean, this is like ridiculous. Yeah. I really hope that, based on that one link that I saw, it's saying that 2024, she could run for election in 2024 or 2026. So I didn't see the date on when that was filed, that came out, that report, the article came out. But they went and they had freaking the Thomases removed. Like Do they actually think that, like, they're going and they're having judges removed from cases? Do they actually think that they're going to get a chance to be a judge in that courthouse anyway? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
what
I'll
are you
tell
doing?
you
Like,
the way it works is
oh, my banner. Thank you, 910s.
yeah, the way it works is it's a popularity contest. It has nothing to do with your ability to be a good lawyer and you know how a judge gets elected. What a lawyer does when they want to become judge, they start kissing butt to all the local lawyers in that county. Like I used to get when I was practicing law, I used to get invited to dinners. I would get invited, you know, if somebody wanted my support. The next thing you know, I'm invited to go to cookouts. I'm invited, you know, it's like a popularity contest, right? With who, you know, they want to gain as much support from the local attorneys in that county as possible. They want to gain monetary donations, you know, in support of their campaign, and that's how they get elected. Now, that's only for some you know, judgeships. Other ones come from the governor. The governor gets to appoint judges as well. So, you know, you get elections, and then you also get governmental, you know, like governors who appoint different judges. Now, when you get to the appellate court level, those are only appointed by the governor, because those are all politics. Because when you get to the appellate court level, case law writes our laws. Our laws are not confined to statutes.
But is it normal to like travel to become a judge, like all over the state?
I have not known someone to do that. However,
I mean, she tried down there. She obviously was completely unethical in her campaign and got caught. Then Jeremy said that she was trying to be a judge in Pensacola, like, and tried to get everybody to wish her luck or whatever. Apparently, she's not a judge in Pensacola, but is also trying to be a judge in Levy County. And but they also like cause an issue with a judge that's already there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why would, I don't know. To me, it's like these two. Yeah, I don't think so. But that's scary that someone, like, put it this way, if she was ethical at all, she probably wouldn't be working with the one who's not ethical. You know what I mean? Exactly. I mean, this guy is definitely shady. He's shady in his tactics just with me. You know what I mean? And it's so like silly. But to be honest with you, it wasn't really until I went over that Second Amendment, okay? Well, First Amendment, Second Amendment, that when I really, really read it word for word, and I was like, wow, man, that's what I really noticed, how this whole thing is, to them, I'm the worst of the worst. They're going after me and basing all the conspiracy around my channel, you know? Yeah. With these torts. And it wasn't until I actually literally had to do the second motion to dismiss for myself that I really caught that. Like, this is really about me. Like, yeah, you're calling it the weak scheme, and now it's Lee's scheme. But it was really in my brain. Like, I knew it. He never called it that. It was always Deuce's scheme. So I just kind of ignored it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when having the defamation thing was one thing. That was the original complaint. And that is the first motion to dismiss that I answered. We all know this. But going on the second one, it was like, wow, like it's me they're coming after and adding everybody else, which is completely unfair.
No, yeah. Well, that's why he got sloppy. He got sloppy in his complaint because, like I said, he forgot to get when he alleges damage, he forgot to indicate that the damage was, you know, he wants to say you're the cause of it, but like I said, he said the damage started in 2023. And then he talks about your actions that don't even start till 2024. How can an action that you start a year later be the cause of what started in 2023? So that's the point.
Not a single motion has been decided yet. Motion to dismiss? No motion to dismiss has been decided yet.
They usually the judge takes a while, and sometimes he might want to
I think he's waiting for all the defendants to be served.
He might want to wait for all the defendants to have a shot at their motion to dismiss, and then he might want to look at it all because
that would be in my opinion. Now, I'm not a judge or a lawyer, but in my opinion, common sense would tell me that that's the right thing to do.
That's how
you have this many defendants, like let them get all their motions in, you know, or responses into the complaint, and see what they're all saying. You know?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Well, that in my experience in federal court, that's how it's always done. If you have multiple defendants, the judge typically waits until all the defendants have answered, you know, with the motion to.
And we're talking about the federal 2 case. Sorry, in case you didn't realize. But the federal 1 case, that's honestly, I think we're gonna have to wait to see, what the stay does. Because if there's a stay with Michelle or a stay on the whole case, we don't know. But other than that, it's just John left, and they got nothing against John.
Yeah.
They have nothing against either one of them, but what their claims are against John is bullshit because the comment that was made isn't even about Jeremy. So,
well, I have to say he's got some nerve. Like, just sit there, like I said, even in the email that he sends me, I'm going to be suing you in Florida. No, and I'm thinking, under what grounds, buddy? You're talking to a former lawyer. What grounds? Good luck, because you want to go file that. Go right ahead. I'll do a 57-105 on your butt, and you can pay me fees for your frivolous litigation. Period. You know what I mean? Because the whole point is
exactly, Dave. Here, let me highlight that. Dave says, I just don't understand how the Fed 1 and Fed 2 case are litigating some of the same issues.
Thing. Absolutely. Yeah. You guys can move to consolidate them. You can actually ask to consolidate them.
Well, it's just John. I mean, I don't know about what's going to happen with the stay on Michelle, but
I don't know why he just didn't amend that and just add you guys to it.
The judge may just turn around and dismiss it, fully knowing that he's on the other one. Like, this is a waste of the court's time. Yeah. And they got nothing on John but a comment that it's not defamation, and it's not even involving Jeremy.
Well, really? You know what I'd like to predict? What he's going to tell his audience when they dismiss these cases, and he's ramped them up, gotten people.
Oh, he's going to go against Belitho.
Then it's going to become, he's going to call the court corrupt. I mean, that's what he's going to do. It's corrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, they deceived. They did. It's always going to be an excuse.
By the way, he tried to add Bruce and me to the federal 1 case, and that was when Bruce was Michelle and John's lawyer.
Wow.
Okay, on the case. So that was turned down. And if he was able to add Bruce and me, he actually amended it to also, and Dave, were you included in that? I know Robbie was included in that amendment, and it was turned down. So he tried to add quite a few people. First it was me and Bruce, and then he added more. I'm not sure if Dave was on that one. Nah, not the first time. Okay. But I think he tried to add, I'm not even going to say because I don't remember. It was a couple people he tried to add after me and Bruce, and it all got turned down.
Yeah.
And he claims, because he says that the magistrate told him that there's other ways to go about it and basically to file another case. And that's what he did. I'm like, oh my God, so the judge told you to do that? Okay. All I can tell you is I called up to question something. I don't know. Robbie is supposed to be here. I don't know where he is. I called up I had a question, and I spoke to the court. They said, wow, this case is getting big fast. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger. So some people haven't even been served yet. And they're like, oh my God. So, but yeah. And there was, other conversations, but it's pretty interesting what's going on. But, I don't know. They have till Wednesday to answer about me, which I think he'd be a fool if he did, because I'll make a mockery of it, because I will respond to it too, and I will show the judge. As a matter of fact, I will add this ruling proving that a judge found him to be handling false information, putting false information in cases, which we've already shown kind of, but the judge has to decide that, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shady stuff that he's done, and the judge needs to, pay attention to that, how he's, doing all this. I think that after everybody gets in their motions to dismiss, I mean, he definitely caught on and realized, for one reason or another, that people haven't been served,
Yeah.
And how he allowed the Ray thing to go, I don't know, because you have 90 days to serve somebody, and they didn't serve Ray within that 90 days, nor Dave or Robbie. Instead of filing, more time to serve Ray, he filed an amendment to add Ray. Meanwhile, Ray's name was already there. His email was already there. There's a way that they could have contacted him, and they could have done an e-service thing, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, not for formal
A
service.
federal case?
Well, no, not for formal. When you're doing formal service, you have to actually have them formally served with the process server, or you have to reach out to them and they have to waive formal service and just accept it without being formally served.
Right. And I don't believe Ray was contacted. That's I think that's what I meant. Yeah. He could have contacted him via the email. He had my email too, because I contacted him at a common courtesy, letting him know I wasn't going to be at a deposition, and his response was, "See you in the morning." I mean, like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
He was making YouTube shorts, playing games about serving Dave. Yeah, like, you know, and he's calling him Robbie, Dodgy Robbie. Robbie is just living his life. You catch him, you catch him. When they served him the first time, which is how they knew to go to the flea market, because that's where they got him the first time, right?
Yeah.
The girl went up to him, asked him if he's Robbie. He goes, no, but he was laughing. He knew who it was. He goes, no, I'm Robbie. And, you know, she handed him the paperwork, and he was fine with it. It turns out it was not a legal service, so Robbie didn't have to go to the deposition, just like mine wasn't either.
Yeah.
I wasn't even given enough time, you know, but each person that was served was one step less of being illegal. Like, they were all not legal. All those subpoenas, none of them were legal. It's like, let's just say there was like 5 things that had to be done. Mine, all 5 were wrong. Marla's 4, and I'm just giving it, you know, just like an example. But this is kind of how it was. All 5 of mine were wrong. All 4 were wrong for Marla. 3, I think, were wrong for Robbie. Or who else got served? Amanda. I think Robbie was the last one served. So Robbie being the last one served, there was still one thing wrong with his. So out of all 5 people getting served at different times, they still didn't fix it correctly to serve anybody properly. And then they want to say, we dodged it. No, you serve us properly, then we'll show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not, you know, what do you think? We're going to make this easy for you, Germ? You know what I mean? This is your thing. This isn't ours.
Yeah.
We get served and we legally have to show up. We'll show up.
Yeah.
And when we do, it's going to be quite amusing. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay. But we don't have to. And we don't have to answer nothing until we have to answer it. You know what I mean? Like, people are saying stuff in comments and everything. Like, oh, they're avoiding this. Oh, they're making it last longer. No, we're not. You tell me. Here, you want to talk about Palomont? Explain to me why Jeremy Hales is suing 11 people, which I think is now 10. But let's just say 10 people. He's suing 10 people in the same case. You explain to me why 10 people were not attempted to be served at the same time.
Yeah.
Why weren't you trying to serve MLS and Bruce at the same time? Nope. Why weren't you trying to serve them, us, all of us at the same time? Yeah. Why was it like this at this time? I know why, because Shocket can't handle all the motions to dismiss that he knows he's going to get from each person. So he was spreading it out.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Because
he even asked for more time to answer Bruce and then came back with some lame-ass freaking thing for Bruce. Yeah. I was like, really? Really? That's your answer?
What's he gonna do when this case is dismissed? I just don't see this case lasting. I just don't.
Sue again? Who knows? I have no idea. Maybe not, because I have a feeling there's going to be countersuits going against him.
Yeah.
I at least know of one.
But isn't it? I mean, it's like, I don't know. See, here's the thing. Like, I think, you know,
that's his only reason, Miss D. Kimberly. That's the only reason. He's suing for crazy amounts of money that he knows, you know, the people he's suing don't really have, or he thinks that anyway.
Well, so he doesn't. Talk about how he is, basically, in my opinion, scamming his audience for money. I mean, talk about his scam for it's a scam. It's a con. I've dissected it. I've analyzed it.
Look, here's the thing. If it was a criminal case, right, and you needed to have an attorney that badly, you know what I mean? I could see if you don't have the money asking people to help or something, or like, look, they're doing this to me. They've done this to me. I need to defend myself. You know, telling people and you don't have it. asking people to buy your products because of that, right? So, I can see that happening, but he's asking people to help sue people. Yeah. He's suing them. It's civil. This isn't criminal. He says it's criminal all the time, but it's not. This is a civil matter. He's the one who filed the lawsuit. If you can't afford to take people to court, then don't file lawsuits. He filed it. Why is he asking his people to send the money? He's getting cash via the mail. He's getting money sent to Shocket.
Because he plays
victim.
What he does.
He ain't no victim. He ain't no victim in none of it.
What he does is he turns around, he picks a victim, he throws the first punch, the person reacts, he records their reaction, he runs back to his audience, he tells his audience, oh, poor me, I'm being harassed, I'm victimized. I
can tell you he's doing that since the day he moved to Otter Creek, because he did it with Brian first.
Yeah, and then he's like, I have no choice but to sue. They're harassing me. Poor me. I have to come out of pocket all these legal fees. Donate to me, please. Help. It's for us. For us. We're family, everybody. Family. That's what he does. It's a
And look how quickly he blocks someone that says something or questions him.
Because
there's been so many people that questioned him and he's blocked them.
Exactly. Because he's a scam artist. That's what scam artists do. They want to control the narrative to those that they're scamming. And God forbid those that are scamming catch on to the fact they're getting scammed. He's going to eliminate them. He's going to tarnish their reputation. Make damn sure that nobody, listens to them. And then all while he's going to try to gain trust from his audience, preaching like he's a preacher of God, which we all know don't even get me going on that, because I actually take offense to how he's portrayed God in his own life and whatever, and the lies about his own seminary background that he's lying about. So that, then he gains trust by throwing the God card. Okay. And then what he does is he creates a type of environment where he calls people us, we, us, family, you, my friends, community, to make people feel like they're part of this community. And then he pokes trivial fun of himself to try to act like he's the normal everyday guy, so that they can relate to him. And then he opens up fan mail and goes, thank you. Look what I got from this fan, to encourage others to continue to give to him in hopes they'll be accepted too. And they'll have, notoriety on his show too. It's all a scam. He's making profit. He's getting richer. People are buying into this. It's like, do you think for a second he wants the truth to come out when he's making thousands of dollars on this scam? It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam, people. Look up YouTube scams. I did. He's exactly the mold. There's been many other YouTube scammers. And they have articles. Look it up.
Just like there's more YouTube bullies out there hurting people.
It's a canvas for
and that's, and here's the thing. He's right on top of like all the, like there's a YouTube creator, right? There's all kinds of groups and stuff about, how to market and get more performance out of your channels and things like that. And, he's all about the algorithms. He's always talked about it. So he's all about the algorithms. It's all about views. That's how he's making money. That's how we all make money, with the views and the super chats, things like that. That's how YouTubers make money, right? So, but he's all about it, bragging about it, knowing about it, teaching. He wanted to teach people. He used to charge people $500 to learn about YouTube.
Oh my
God. That he would teach them. This was years ago. But he knows all these groups. He learns all the new YouTube stuff. And he also researches the best, I don't want to say scripts, but the best storylines for your channel. And one is Bad Neighbors. And that's why when he started with Otter Creek, he went after Tina and Brian, because I don't even know what was that main fallout there. But he went after Tina and Brian. Then he went after the other neighbors on the other side. And then he went after the town for a water bill. And during that time, he was still doing content with Robbie. And Robbie had like a piece of furniture. He's told the story before. But it was one of his neighbors or something. Or a place that he goes to. Robbie could explain it better than me. But because of this little misunderstanding, which was taken care of, Jeremy was trying to push Robbie to go against his neighbor and, create problems with your neighbor. He was literally telling Robbie to do this, and that's what Jeremy ended up doing. I mean, it went literally from the water problem at the town hall of Otter Creek to a bad neighbor story. Even though he started with the other neighbors, the first one I believe he went after was Laura Mott, actually. Then Tina and Brian, and then Michael and his mom, and then Michelle. He went after Russ and Don on the town council, and then it was end up Michelle and John. And to me, he just found something that clicked with Michelle and John, and just kept pounding it and pounding it and pounding it, and literally used that to run with for 2.5 years.
Lisa, something else that when I was watching, this one girl, she admitted she was a YouTuber and she was scamming all these people just like he's doing. She said when she first started, she spent all this money on bots to make it appear that she got like 10,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel, but they were bots.
From a bot?
From bots. And she said she also bought comments that were bots.
Yeah, I've heard about that. We talked about that. I've still not seen it, but
she did it. She said when
people mentioned it before.
Yeah, she said when she first started, she didn't have any subscribers, so she wanted to appear like she was popular. So she would, get people to subscribe. So she bought bots that were 10,000 subscribers. And then she said slowly as time went on, more people, actual legitimate subscribers, trickled into her channel. But she was always buying subscribers and buying comments that were bots to make it appear that she had.
Why would you do that? It's like you're talking to fake people. Like, why would you waste?
She wanted her legitimate subscribers that she was scamming to believe she had all of this support and all these people following her to help build trust and credibility to her. Okay. And so a lot of these times, these scammers, they will go and buy bots that will comment and like when they're doing
the comment thing was totally new to me. Now I know you can go to like there's a thing called YouTube Mafia, and you could like buy a promotion where they will promote your channel. But buying bots you can buy views, you can buy a whole bunch of crap.
Yeah, she said she first.
I didn't know the comment thing. That blew my mind when I heard about it.
She bought 10,000 subscribers to start out, and then she said she flooded her channel with comments from bots as well. So it looked like it was people interacting, but they were really bots. And so she did all of this. It's all part of the scam to get people to think she's bigger than she was, that she's trusted, that she has all this support. How could she be a scammer when she has all this support, right?
Right.
And so, the whole thing is that you can look at the typical, when you analyze the behavior of a scammer, you will oftentimes see people that lie about their credentials, as he is with his degree, because there is no such degree from the institution he claims he got it from. I've already researched and checked out that there is no such degree. I've even emailed him. I even gave him a chance to prove me wrong. I sent him an email and I said, I'm going to keep saying
he's not going to.
Yeah, until you show me otherwise, because what I have researched, you did not obtain these seminary degrees that you're claiming to your audience that you have. So if I'm
Did he think he was going to become famous and nobody was going to question him on anything?
Well,
and the first group of people that do, he's suing them.
Think about all the scammers that have gotten away with it until they finally get busted. A lot of people fall trapped. They don't necessarily know they're being scammed. And so what he does is he fixates. Everything is intentional. Everything that he does is intentional. It's all sales and it's all derived for him to make money. And so what did David say? All someone needs to do is get into YouTube Studio and see what country the views are coming from. Yes. Well, we can ask for that in Discovery.
Oh, is that where, like, if it's coming from a different country, that's how you know it's bots?
I don't know. I just know that this YouTube scammer said she purchased all these subscribers that were technically bots, but the public would not know that. So it would appear that she had all these subscribers, but the reality was she didn't have all those subscribers. The majority of them were bots, but then she had her legitimate subscribers. And so they were the ones, that were falling trap to her scam. And what he does, he also does urgency, sense of urgency, call to action, purchases. It's urgent, once in a lifetime deal. You can only get this now. He's done things like that. Those came from the transcripts, you know. David says that yes, old bot farms are usually in like Thailand. Yeah, they absolutely. I had a babysitter come to my house one time. This was years ago when I had Instagram. And she goes,
"That's crazy. That's so crazy."
She goes, "Oh, you want followers on Instagram?" She goes, "Give me your phone." She took my phone, and I swear to God, she did a couple things. The next thing you know, I had 15,000 followers on my Instagram. I was like, "What?" Yes, you can do that. Okay, so I would be inclined to say all of these subscribers that he has, I would be inclined to say they're not a legitimate subscribers.
I have to tell you guys. I mean, I think I've said this once before because, like, you know, I work in the music industry, right? Yeah. So there was always something called the poser, right? Poser was, you know, fake people, right? Yeah. I'm sure you guys have used the word poser for the same exact thing, posers. And to me, that was the main word for a fake person. And I could not stand fake people. I still can't. I still can't. So to me, using that, why on earth would you sit here? Like, guys, think about it. I'm on here like 5, sometimes 6 nights a week, right? And I'm here like 2-3 hours at least, right? And we're, you know, we research, we do all this stuff. Why would I do that for fake people in the chat? I try to, you know, talk with the chat all the time. Like, why? I don't understand that. I don't understand doing that.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. I can't be phony like that.
Well, when you're scamming somebody, you have to have the ingredients. You have to build trust. You have to feel, people have to feel like you understand them. That's why he plugs at his appearance every so often. Oh, I'm an old balding man. He's trying to make himself look like the everyday common person.
I know, he's not even 50 years old yet.
No, but and that's why George lies about her age and tells people that
she ain't 53, she's 43.
No, it's all part of the scam. It's part of the scam. Yeah. And so, like I said, it's all, it builds trust. It builds, he's just an everyday person like me. That's why he refers to his audience as us, family. Yeah. You know, us as we're some sort of team together. This is us versus them. You know, you got to help us. This is, you look what they're doing to us. You know, he's pulling in people into this community that
I know, guys.
You know, but look, if you look at any scammer in history, it's the same recipe. It's the same recipe. He just found a different niche, a different scam. And he knows I know this. And I've made videos about this. And I've dissected this. I've broken this down. I can predict his reaction to what I'm saying right now. I've already predicted him and how he's going to handle me saying this about him. Because that's how much I know. No, and I already know the buzzwords that I say that's going to upset him the most. Because he's predictable. I know what he's going to say on his lives about me. I know what he's going to do. I already knew he's going to threaten litigation. That's the number 1 prediction that
well, yeah, that's easy. He's done that with everybody.
Yeah, but this is who he is. And he's going to, what he does is he will go when someone tries to expose his scam. The first thing he does is try to ruin your credibility. He's going to, you know, join all of his subscribers, as much support as he can to attack you, attack your credibility. That's why, if you think about all the red herrings, anybody who's tried to expose the truth, all of a sudden the focus turns around on them and they're attacked on things that have happened throughout their life that is completely irrelevant to what he's doing to people right now. But that's to get people to look the other way and not see. And another thing that he does is he knows that he's scamming the people, and he will accuse others of scamming to take the focus off of him. To not, you know,
I'd love to know what I scammed.
No, but how do
anything I said I was going to do, I did.
Why is he alleging you're scamming? He's alleging because he knows he's doing it to people. You guys got to know, my husband, you know, worked for the guys on Wikipedia. We uncovered, you know, my husband got screwed out of a lot of money a long time ago. But the guy that started the boy band Backstreet Boys, Lou Pearlman, he ended up in federal prison. He's on Wikipedia for one of the top 10 Ponzi schemes in the United States. My husband will tell you. Exactly. Very likable guy. He very much the same tactics that Jeremy Hales does with people to gain trust and get money and whatnot. These people are very socially intelligent. And that's why they're able to scam people into giving them money like they are. But it's a complete scam. He's a con artist. I have no doubt in my mind.
Like, how do you know if somebody in the chat is a bot?
I don't know
that
how
right
you know
there,
that.
Stream Elements, that's a bot.
Well, I would say some of
but that's just there to put up links and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that when I was researching some of these YouTubers that have been busted for scams, that was one of the things they said that they did to gain the trust, to make it feel like make it appear that they were really bigger and had more support than they truly had.
Well, it makes no sense to me that he claims he's losing money when he owns $1 million home and just bought 2 condos, and at the same time his subscribers keep going up. Now, are his views going up? I don't know. It all depends on his clickbait, right? I mean, he can have 47,000 views and then 69,000 views, depending on what day it is or what his title says. And we all know that
if he has 730,000 subscribers, that's a pretty low view count. Do you understand?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a better view ratio than he does compared to my subscribers.
Well, if you look at some of these stations or these channels that have let's say 1 million, 2 million, and you go to their videos are pretty comparable to the amount of subscribers that they have. He's only getting, like, when I was looking on his stuff, I think the most I saw him get was like 90,000. The most. It was usually
he's had over 100, because actually he's deleting videos right now. So I recently, because every once in a while I go and I screen record all his thumbnails. And I was told that he's deleting videos, so I literally just went and redid it again from the last video to the very first video that he's got on there, which we know he's deleted a lot, because it was HJH Adventures before that, and with his ex-girlfriend on there, he's deleted a lot of shit. So anyway, but yes, he's deleted quite a bit of videos lately. I wonder why.
It seems like if he really had truly 730,000 legitimate people subscribing to his channel. Why?
Yeah, but Dave's right. He should be clearing like 250.
I mean, if you look at
someone like Jeebus gets way more views than Jeremy does, and he does storage units. And he does, and actually, when you go back and you look at Jeremy's videos, like with the thumbnails and stuff, he's got a lot. I want to say maybe almost the same amount of storage unit videos as he does the coin pushers. I never realized how many coin pusher videos he actually did. There's a lot in there, But while he was doing that, there was no drama of it. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was he did crack jokes and stuff. Whatever. It was fun. Okay, it was entertaining at the time to watch until he started going after people.
Yeah.
First one was Marilyn Raby. That's when it all started to change. But that's when he also changed his format.
Well, here's another.
He started, not doing many storage units. Once he got to Otter Creek, it was over.
But
it was totally different.
Lisa, you can go to other social media forums that he's on, and he doesn't even, he's low, very low. So if he had 730,000 on YouTube, first of all, let's just talk for his hate groups. Okay. His hate groups on Facebook are around 5,000 people. That's not that much at all. Then you go to his TikTok. His TikTok is maybe, I think 10 or 12,000 something, but it's not anything.
Yeah, I remember when he was telling people to go over there when he first started it.
Yeah, to me, I would think in people that I know, because I do have friends that have lots and millions. I have this former dance student I used to teach. She's a big influencer. She's got millions that follow her, but consistently you go to her Instagram. It's whatever she has on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's all consistent. It's all consistently the same amount of subscribers. It might not be exact, but it's pretty consistent. His is weird because you go to YouTube and you have 730,000 subscribers. But then you go to his videos and maybe if he's doing great, he has around 100 on a good video or something. But then
one of Jeebus's channels just hit 900,000. So he needs 100,000 more to get to his million. I hope he gets it. I will, but just, I just can't wait for him to get it. That would be so cool because he deserves it.
Yeah, but
I have Discord. Don't use it. Don't use it at all. When I go live to Twitch and sometimes Rumble, but now I'm doing Rumble. Like we're live on Rumble right now. I have TikTok. I have not used that, and I don't even know how long. I also have Instagram. Don't use it. I'm mainly on YouTube. That's what I've been on. I don't even use Facebook, although I have a presence there. I don't use it. I'm literally on YouTube and now Rumble. Yeah. Oh, sorry, and Twitch. So it's those three. But I just add Twitch because it's already set up. But now I add Rumble. And Rumble is different. Like when I end the live, I can end it in StreamYard, but I have to also end it on Rumble. So I have to go on both platforms to.
Okay, well, I just pulled his TikTok up. He has 15,000 followers on his TikTok. Okay. And
that's kind of weird considering. Hang on. Yeah. Considering when you have TikTok and you're on it a lot, you gain a lot of views fast on TikTok. Well, so that's really weird that he only has 15,000 when he first started the TikTok, and he got a lot real freaking fast.
Well, I'll tell you right now, his video views on TikTok, he's only getting like 109 views, 316 views, 125.
Really?
Oh yeah, 66 views, 79 views. I'm just telling you.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. The highest one he had.
Wait, 60 what?
66 views, 77.
Is there a K after that 66?
Nope. Just 66.
No way.
Go what the Hales on TikTok. He has 15,000.
Well, if you go to his lives.
Yeah.
If you go to his lives and on a Sunday night, you'll see how many people watch it because I make a note of it. Why? Because he's mocking people, he's trashing people, he's bullying people. Yeah. And I'm writing down every 10 to 15 minutes how many people are in there.
Yeah.
So that I know how many people on that live saw the shit that he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I do it until the time he gets off. And I do it so like 4 or 5 times. I do it when it starts. I do it at 8:15, at 8:30, at 8:45, and at 9. Okay. And he hasn't hit over 9,000 people watching in a few weeks.
Well, I think
he went over 10, somewhere in between that. But
I think he's
usually between 8,500.
I think he has bots for his subscriber count. That's my honest to God opinion. And
he goes up 1,000 every couple of days.
Yeah, because
and I think he has it planned that way so he gets to his million and it looks legitimate.
Well, I'll tell you,
in the summertime, views go down because people are out doing things they don't watch as much as they do during the wintertime or the spring or fall. So he slows down. It's really weird. It slows down like. In the wintertime, it's like every 3 days he'll go up 1,000. But during the summertime, it's like every 9 or 10 days he goes up 1,000. So to me, it's planned out. That's how it seems to me. But hey, we can find that out.
Yeah,
and we will.
And he's got John on here. He's got I'm looking on his TikTok. I mean, he's got
That's true,
views.
Dave.
Very low TikTok views. Very low.
Yeah, Dave's saying people on TikTok don't care about storage units.
No,
that's true.
But I don't know. Like I said, I just know that when I'm, when I've gone and looked at him, for him at other forums, he's very low, very low. He's not consistent whatsoever. And to have that many subscribers and only be hitting 100,000 views in videos, that just to me doesn't equate. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
Even if you did 20%, right? 20%. I mean, I don't know, but I can tell you when I look at channels that have 2 million, it's pretty consistent. Their video views are pretty consistent. And sometimes their video views get more because it might not be subscribers that are watching their videos. They pull outside subscribers. Yeah. You, Lisa, you're getting I know I congratulated you because I was like, oh, wow. Because my husband kept telling me on Rumble, you're getting up to 6,000 views on your lives, almost 6,000. Yeah.
Well, that was because I wasn't on here. That's dropped.
No, but even if that,
it was while I wasn't here.
But if you look at your subscribers and you look at your live views, because sometimes not everybody can make it when you're live, but they'll watch it after your videos. I mean,
you're I got a lot of people that watch the replay in the morning because they drink coffee with me, which I thought was cool. And at night I put people to sleep. So
yeah. But anyway, I just find.
But I was really thankful. I couldn't believe how everybody came over, and the people that watched me live. Right now, the people in the chat, they're the ones that came over. Plus, the trolls followed too. But, I don't care about them. I just care about the peeps that are here. Well, yeah, I care about the peeps that are here in the chat and hanging out with us and stuff. You know, watch me get Lisa a Rumble deal. Yes, Dave's trying to get me a Rumble deal. A lot of his subscribers are elderly, but a good chunk of the 7,500 are deceased. Oh, dang. 750,000. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but he likes to keep throwing the elderly in there. Like when he mentions my husband and how he took advantage of the elderly. First of all, my husband works with a lot of people that own mobile homes, and they're usually in 55 and over places. But my husband has been doing this for many, many years. He's never had a fake name. So he's telling some kind of story about my husband using an alias and ripping people off during hurricane season. No, not happened. Yeah. But I don't know what he's talking about. And there's nothing in his record that says that either. So I don't know where he's even getting that from. I know quite a few of his subscribers damn sure don't have cable anymore, right? If you know, you know now. Yeah, people have paid him money and didn't pay their cable bills.
Oh, come on.
I did 6,000 last night. Nuh-uh.
I swear to God, I had a hodunk. It's called donations. And it was in the hodunk. It had where the whale holds this gathering to basically award and honor his largest donor. And the guy gets up and he's like, Mr. Whale, I couldn't even pay my electric bill this month, but because I gave and I donated to your legal fees, but I knew that I had to because I couldn't bear to watch you suffer. But it was like so ridiculous. It's like your man can't even pay his electric bill, let alone buy food.
But no, it's true. I mean, we've seen people in the chat say that. I saw one comment in his chat say that she did all the paperwork and you're now her beneficiary. I'm like, what?
Wow.
You got to be kidding me. And I know that happens because I know somebody else it happened with.
Yeah.
And, but I can tell you one thing. There's a big difference between Jeremy being someone's beneficiary and somebody else being someone's beneficiary. And if I wish Robbie was here because I would have went right into it. But, that to me is really, I guess it all just depends. It all depends. But, I can't say anything about his followers because they look at him like he was funny and he was entertaining and they are over a certain age. That may be the only YouTube channel they watch. You know what I mean? They find him amusing and that's fine. I mean, he was once funny to me. You know what I mean? I ended up watching a couple of his videos here and there, So, but I quickly realized, oh no.
Yeah.
Lisa's lying. She does not care about Spade. Shut up, Spade. But, they don't want to know that he's a bad person or he's
because
tricking
then
anybody.
They have to admit to themselves that they fell for a scam. Nobody wants to admit they fell for a scam. And that's hard to tell yourself that, oh my God, I just got cheated out of this money. Like I put this, or I bought this rock that has zero value and I spent $1,000 on a rock. I did that a hodunk on that before I even knew he even sold rocks. But nobody wants, it's not a fun place to come to the realization.
I don't do the hillbillies, Bearded. That's not me. Just saying.
No, I'm just saying it's not a fun place to realize you were suckered out of money. Nobody wants to admit that, I mean, but.
Oh, I see the Rumbles in the chat now. People commenting in Rumble. I see you in StreamYard. Cool. It wasn't working last night. Oh, okay, cool. Right on. I don't have to go to the other one. Sorry. Go ahead, Leslie.
Okay. No. I'm just saying it's just hard. It's hard to admit that you were suckered out of money, and you were scammed out of money. And it's, and that's why I'm saying like he's playing on people's emotions. He knows what he's doing. He's not innocent. If people want to pay him,
she's doing it with them. It's sad.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. If people want to pay him, they can choose where they want to place their money. But don't deceive people on the value of something and ask for money that it's not worth, and don't, sit there and hold yourself out to almost be a link to God, you know what I mean, as if you're somehow divine and you've got, you know what I mean, like they're doing,
I don't here's the thing. I don't care that he's making money. I don't care that people want to send him money. It's exactly what you just said. It's the fact that you're lying to them, and because of that, they're sending you money. They'll send you money anyway. You don't have to lie to them. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying people, like, I'm not trying to be an idiot. They like you enough to send you money, right? So why don't you do something that's likable? Like, actually go and actually help somebody. Like, it blows my mind that he had so many complaints and he thought, a child was being wrong. He thought all this, he's got all this money. He helps all these people all the time. Who has he helped in Otter Creek? Name one person in that town besides the Hudson sisters who he helped in that town. Does anybody know one? I don't. Yeah, there's nobody else that he helped in that town, and that town could use help. So explain to me why the only person who may have been helped is someone from the Hudsons. Because I know there was something about a car that apparently she didn't get. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if she got... Yeah, crickets. I was just like to know who else he helped in that town that, they need help with things. He complained about the town. They don't have this. They don't have that. Why don't you just go buy it then? You got someone using your property and now another property, claiming the name Tubetown that you supposedly came up with, and that was about you doing it with Guapo and Rob and Conky. Yeah. That we all know that. People who watched it, we know where it came from. Shut up, Megan. You don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't about bringing business to freaking Otter Creek. Okay? It was about YouTubers filming and doing a whole bunch of stuff together in the same town. Okay? It was not about bringing, tourism to Otter Creek, dumb twit. But, and all his viewers know that if they watched it. We all know. Okay? But, why didn't you, help anybody that's there? A new computer system. How much would that have cost you, Mr. Millionaire? I don't understand. Yep, he let his chickens die. He let the peacocks die. 5,000 water from lawyer fees. Yeah. He sued the town and got $5,000 because his friend became mayor for 6 months. Maybe a tad bit longer. So she could get her permits done. Meanwhile, they don't have a permit person. I mean, it's really weird. They're complaining. You got the Facebook people talking about permits and blah, blah, blah. They don't have a permit person there. Yeah, Joy lives there. She don't either. Who else have they helped? Instead, he harassed the mayor, harassed people on town council, basically kept this woman in an office and she felt in fear of her life. Then he goes and gets her for battery because she touched his back trying to get out of her office. Okay, and then the woman has a stroke a week or so later. I mean, I'm not sure about the days later. But, and she's threatened with going to jail at her age. I mean, because of this guy. Yeah, and he would go... Leslie, this is what cracks me up, okay? Because he claims that when these signs were supposedly put out, that he was in Ohio, that he's not in Florida. That's the time, that's where the summer, starts up. He goes back to Ohio for the summer, right? Yeah. I'm like, you lying sack of shit. Because when this all went on, he kept flying back and forth from Ohio to Florida because they were going to, swear in his best buddy, the mayor, okay? And also... the town hall meeting had been canceled. That was due to him doing what he did to Mary DeGroot, whether it was said or not. There was no town clerk available. Okay. And he kept flying back and forth, all within that same 2-week time frame. He was there the day before the signs were put out, and he was there the day after they found them. But that Sunday night, he was live in Ohio. You want to talk about someone who's calculated?
Yeah.
He knew he had to be home in Ohio, because what idiot goes home just to jump on a live when he clearly does them from 2 different places?
Yeah.
He went back to Ohio to jump on the live so that it looked like he was in Ohio that day. But he was in Florida the night before, and he was there the morning after.
Yeah.
May 13th, he was in Florida. May 14th, Ohio. May 15th, in Florida again. How do we know that? Because he went into the town council about his water bill yet again on the 15th, and the 16th was supposed to be a town hall meeting. How do I know this? Because he documented it on video. His own freaking videos. 2 years later, when he's in a lawsuit, he says he was not in Florida at that time. That's when they go back to Ohio for the summer. You lying sack of dirt.
Unbelievable.
He also sat there on his videos claiming that there was no signs put on near any of his properties because his properties have cameras. Really? Didn't the affidavits of the Grangers state that there were signs across the street from the schoolhouse? Wow. Don't you own the schoolhouse? Yeah. Don't you have cameras at Tubetown? You're going to still deny that, right? So if you have cameras at Tubetown that face directly across from Michelle's house, that you ran to go get that footage from when the this pointing of a gun towards Wes happened. And trust, you can't see me, but I'm literally holding my fingers up, both hands in quotes. When that happened, Deanna ran to get the footage from those cameras from Tubetown. What happened? Where's the footage the night that the signs were supposedly put out? Oh, the morning the signs were put out. Where's the footage? He's denying those cameras, but yet they're clearly there. We've seen them. We've shown them. He hears things on them. He's pointed them out because there's one that's right by Michael's house, which is on the other side of the property, that he talked about hearing things, laughing about the conversations he overhears. Yeah, I got that video too.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've debunked him so much more than anybody thinks.
Yeah, it's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre. Like, I remember when I first came into this whole ordeal, right?
Uh-huh.
I was like, what is going on? Wait, what? Like, I couldn't even believe it took me a while to get my mind wrapped around what was going on. But I remember I got the weirdest emails from these people that, I don't know if they were him. I don't know if they claimed they were obviously supporting him or whatever. And they would spend so much time trying to convince me, like it was just like a smear campaign against all of the defendants. And I'm like, what? Like, it's like, and did you know about this, about their past? And I'm like, I don't really care. Okay. Who has a perfect history, people? Tell me one person out there that can throw a stone that doesn't have a speck in their own eye. Okay.
Oh, I have evictions. That's the worst thing that you'll find on me. I don't have a rap sheet, but I have eviction.
No, but it's like you're not going to sit there and convince me.
But I learned from them too.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not going to convince me to not listen to somebody because you're going to talk about something from their past that they did. I don't know one person in my life who's perfect. Everybody has a past. So if that was their biggest
Who
thing.
was it going to be, Joy Shocket? Sorry. Yeah. So he said, do you remember when he was bringing in a dentist to Otter Creek? There was never a dentist. I'm thinking, what was he going to bring in, Shocket?
It's just unbelievable. And it's like that they tried to convince me somehow I was to side with them in their rendition just because they wanted to smear they took away from the allegations that were in the complaint that he was alleging, and it was all just a smear campaign about how much dirt they could pull up from all the defendants. And I was like, I don't really care about that, but it's like, I'm like, you think you're going to convince me whether these allegations are true or not based on a smear campaign that has nothing to do with somebody lying? The only thing that has any history of lying is Shocket. Okay. So what if someone had addiction? So what if someone, somebody stripped? I had to hear that too. Someone who was a stripper, who cares? Who cares? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not that. How does that have anything to do with whether these allegations have any merit or not? Right.
Exactly. Like I was laughing the other night. I'm like, they're talking about shit. They're pulling up these, these screenshots. Who knows if they're real or not? From 2021. And now she's, Vanessa says you're wrong. She's perfect. Ha 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 ha. But anyway, so they're pulling up, screenshots from 2021 of Michelle. I'm like, you guys are just stalking. You're clearly stalking. You also pulled up screenshots of her saying she didn't know anybody in the town. She had no family up there. She didn't know nothing. When you get to a town, let's say, okay, I came to the Villages, right? And I find out the guy across the street is, I don't know, a musician, right? And then I realize, holy shit, it's the dude from freaking, I don't know, Rap, right? Can't say that. I already know those guys. But I find out it's a band that I don't know, right? I'd be like, holy shit, man, and then I don't know anybody when I'm moving here, but when I get here, I meet the neighbors, And so you're trying to say that because she said she found out that there's this YouTuber across the street from her, that's why she moved there? No, she was already moving there. She had already but she was already buying the place. You know what I mean? Like, and you're trying to say that that's why she came there? No. And I'm pretty sure common sense will let people realize that's probably what happened. She moved there and found out the guy across the street is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So what? And you know what? I can tell you this right now, guys. One of my neighbors is a musician, but he's not a known musician that anybody would know. But he is a musician. And as a matter of fact, I said to myself, well, that's cool, because he was outside playing his guitar at around 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, well, that's cool, because I'm a late night person. That makes me think I can play my music. No one's going to bitch about it. You know what I mean? Things like that. I was like, that's cool. Yeah. So common sense would tell me she got a house. She went there, found out there was a YouTuber there. What is the freaking problem?
Yeah, there's that's well, it's very arrogant and egotistical of him.
There he is.
That's the narrative that he says for everybody. Everybody's doing this because they're jealous of him. They want his money. They want this. Yeah. Nobody really cares, dude. No one cares like you think they care. In your mind, you might think they care. Yeah. I can tell you, I don't know anybody who would want to be in your shoes. I know I certainly would, and you couldn't pay me enough money to want to live that.
Robbie!
What's happening? What's
you
up?
Made
What's
it.
Up?
I was like, where the hell's Robbie?
Oh, dude, we've been driving forever. Chris and I went to the market in the morning, and then we had gator call after gator call after gator call. We caught 250 big alligators today. We took them down to and released them at Alligator Alcatraz.
Oh my God! To get rid of the immigrants? Is that what they said?
Yeah, we delivered them, and we just got
home. Seriously, guys, I gotta tell you, I was talking to Kendra earlier, right? This is how I know she might be on tomorrow night. And Kendra was on some channel on TikTok. I don't know what the channel was, but she was watching something, and there wasn't a lot of people in there, but the chat was buzzing, and it was about animals, and so somebody mentioned Robbie. Right? And she goes, oh, that's one of my peeps. She's like, hey, yeah, I know Robbie. Somebody else says they know Robbie too. Like, oh yeah, he's killing the immigrants. He's sending the gators down to Alcatraz, whatever.
Alligator Alcatraz.
And Ken just like, excuse me, what? He's doing what? She's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Stop spreading a bunch of bullshit. He's like, yeah, I know Robbie very well. She's like, oh, have you been there? He goes, yeah. She goes, yeah. She goes, name one of his friends. And the guy turns around and goes, oh, how about Fleesa? And she goes, oh, you Jeremy Hales wannabe freaking loser. Get the hell out of here.
Oh
She goes,
my
I couldn't believe
God.
they said Fleesa. I'm like, did they know who you were? She goes, no, I don't think so. I'm like, that's funny
Yeah,
shit.
nine chins. We only got 250 big ones today. It took us about an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's what they're going around saying, like on TikTok now, that he's like killing gator, or no, he's gonna kill the immigrants by bringing alligators to Alligator Alcatraz. I'm like, wow.
Half these people have no
Wow.
clue what Alligator Alcatraz is or how it got that name. It's like, what are you?
It's in
People
the
are so
Everglades.
stupid. It's in the Everglades,
That might be a reason.
dude. It's surrounded by alligators. They're not taking alligators from other places and putting them there. Oh my God!
Hey, Robbie, have you ever been bitten by an alligator?
Of course.
Oh my gosh. That's like the scariest thing to me is alligators. I've told you that before.
Alligators are easy. Crocodiles are scary.
Yeah.
Their ignorance is showing is all. That's right, Vanessa.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man, the stories that they spin.
Crocodiles are the number 3 killer in Africa.
Yeah, I heard
I gotta tell Robbie this.
Missing, right? By the river or something. I've seen stories.
Yeah, people, the rivers are sources of life there. They wash their clothes, they wash their dishes, they bathe in them, and literally hundreds of people get killed every year by crocodiles in Africa.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, I called Robbie right before we were going live, and I said, "You're not even going to believe this." And I told him what Kendra said, and he was like, "Oh my God, I just can't believe how they spin that." And I'm thinking to myself, 250 alligators, Robbie. I watched that video today. That one was a freaking beast.
That was
when he jumped at that guy, I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And I was like, when his mouth was open just that little bit, I'm thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. But then when he was like coming down the bridge too, I was like, oh my God, run! Why are you guys so close?
there's all kinds of pythons surrounding it too, and those are known to eat people. So, it's you got to make sure that's fortified area there.
Oh
Didn't you guys go down to? You guys went down to Alligator Alley, the Everglades, when you went snake hunting and you were looking for alligators too, right?
Yeah, well,
years ago you did that.
Snake
hunting. Well, you did a snake thing. Well, no, they did do a snake hunt thing, right?
Oh
yeah, we went looking for pythons, but they're not everywhere. You'll find little pockets of them, but they're not like the news says everywhere. You'll find them. It's just, flamingos.
Didn't you actually go down there with Jeremy?
Oh, I didn't go down there with them. They met us down there.
Well, they met you there. Yeah. That was actually an event that he had to jump his ass on to get content.
Yeah, that's
all he needed. That's all.
Well, how did you meet Jeremy? Like, how did you first meet him?
He wanted to wrestle alligators, and Robbie will tell the story, but he kept talking about wanting to wrestle alligators, and now he's an alligator wrestler, by the way. But let Robbie tell the story.
Yeah, right. He contacted Gatorland, and Mike and Savannah contacted me. They said, "Hey, we don't know this guy, but he's bugging us he wants to do this. He's some big YouTuber," he says, and then he wants to learn how to do alligator stuff. You feel like teaching anyone? And I said, I don't care. I'll meet him and we'll go from there. And he came out and he seemed like a cool guy. He's really excitable, really, it was fun at first, and then just I think I should have learned from the first nuisance trapping thing I took him with me on, how he over dramatic about everything, and I should have learned then. But I kept doing it, and then I think the last call I did with him was with Mimi, who filmed it. He brought Mimi out, and that's that. Those 2 calls, I was like, all right, I'm done with this guy.
Yeah. Didn't he only like sit on one alligator?
No, he got to hold taped alligators and stuff, and he got to help us catch, a couple, but nothing where he was in harm's way.
Well, is he an alligator wrestler?
Could he go and catch his own 7, 8 foot, 6 foot? No, he'd lose a limb. He's not an alligator wrestler.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Look, I have the same alligator trapping license that Jeremy has.
Yeah,
he's an alligator agent.
I'd love to see Jeremy. I'd love to see Jeremy do what I do any day of the week by himself. I've caught 10-footers by myself.
Oh my gosh.
Robbie, which is worse, the Crocs or Cayman alligator Alcatraz?
Crocodiles are the worst. Australia Crocs. All the Crocs are all over the world. We're just we've got American crocodiles here. They just happen to be probably the most laid back of the crocodiles. They're the most spooked. They don't really attack people. You've got one living down in Miami at the boat ramps, and it just hangs out there because people are always coming in there cleaning their fish, and the guts go into the water and the croc is eating them. And that's a big croc down there. That one's 13, 14 feet.
Wow.
But it's they're really chill compared to other crocodiles. American crocs are just, not to say they wouldn't grab you, but I saw one in Bahia Honda when I was doing part of Castaways Against Cancer, and one of our stops for the night was in Bahia Honda, where we're kayaking down to Key West from Key Biscayne. And we stopped for the night in Bahia, and in the early morning, when we were getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to start for the day, I saw a one that was probably 11, 12 feet, and I literally swam out to it and was probably 20 feet from it. It went underwater. I went underwater so I could see where it was going, and it was going away from me. But different crocs are different. All the other, those crocs are not real considered man eaters. Your man eaters are your salties, your Niles, and that's your 2 main man eaters. And then Cuban crocs are probably your most athletic crocodile because they had to evolve that way because they're prey. They prey
Is that
on
Ricky and Lucy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Athletic. In Cuba, in Cuba
they jump fences.
They don't jump fences, but they can't.
Well, they don't jump over them, but they get high enough.
Yeah, because they can jump 6 feet vertical, but they can't. Not their hind legs 6 feet. Their nose is 6 feet in the air.
Yeah,
but they can't jump.
I don't want to be anywhere near that nose.
Not up and over.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
Well, that's how Crayola almost got killed. He ends up at the farm and he's sitting on top of the fence. Next thing you know, Ricky and Lucy both together jump at him and he's like freaking
Spade,
out.
One we delivered was I think 21.5 feet.
Nah, T-Buzz
was a big one.
But he's not a croc.
So we got you beat. No, that was a gator we caught and we delivered. Chris and I just, threw it over our shoulder, threw it in the truck and took it down. All of them.
So, Robbie, you were at the flea market today.
Oh, yeah. We went by there.
Yeah. Get served?
Dude, it was pouring rain out there. You kidding? There was no one there.
Well, they want you so badly and you're dodging it. Why weren't they there?
Oh, dude, I don't even care about these jamokes. They're
Well,
such
I was saying earlier how what you were there when they served you with the subpoena for that deposition that was not legal, and
yeah,
you didn't blink. Why didn't you dodge that?
right?
You're like, okay, hey, you
She's
didn't
like,
hide from them.
this woman walked up to me. Are you Robert Kesey? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I have papers to serve you. I said, okay.
That was it.
I
And he
mean,
tried to say you were dodging it then too.
I don't, dude. I don't. I really, I don't care what he says anymore. I'm just so sick of these morons and just whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. My life is way too important to be worried about some BS bullshit thing. You know, it's just too much. I've got a
Soft
life to live.
served. Yeah. I didn't care. Someone came walking up my driveway with the subpoena. They asked me if I was Lisa Weeks, and I said no. And she left papers out on the table that could easily blow away. And I'm like, okay. Because I was in my garage, and she can't come in my house. You know, that was for the subpoena. And then it turns out it wasn't even legal. So I was like, okay, well, fine with that. But, you know. And then the next time they served Gabe. And she said that Gabe informed me of them. I'm like, well, actually, you wouldn't know that. You don't know that. They said Gabe had gray hair.
It's
Gabe
ridiculous.
does not have gray hair. He has long blonde hair.
Right.
It's not white. It's blonde. Almost, dirty blonde because it's got, like, it looks blonde brown. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, he doesn't have gray hair. So she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. And apparently that's the same person that is trying to serve you, but also served you the subpoena.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're laughing. They want to get served. They can't wait to answer. Blah blah blah. But they're dodging. Nobody's dodging nothing. Serve it. Serve legal paperwork, and we'll answer it gladly. You know,
I don't even.
we're not making your
about
life any easier with this germ. You do it legally, and it'll get taken care of. That's how it works.
I'll just have Rips call Leslie and her husband and just be done with
damn.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
You guys do what you want with it.
You sound so enthusiastic, Rob. You're like, yeah,
dude, I'm so just over all this BS.
It's ridiculous.
I know, it's crazy.
Ridiculous. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's like there's no words. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I hope you do get served quickly, because if the judge is waiting for you to be served to answer all these motions to dismiss, then I hope he hurries up and serves you.
Well,
or he doesn't say
less.
that, and the judge says, "Screw you," and we're not gonna. I'm gonna dismiss it against them because you're not serving them or whatever.
My life is way too busy to be worried about some.
I know. He thinks we're worried about it.
Yes.
Piece of shit.
Yeah,
Shut up, John Caps. There you go.
Oh my God.
He thinks we're so scared and worried about this court case. No, we're not. You got nothing on any of us, dude.
This whole thing is it's so ridiculous. I'm just even telling you from like a retired lawyer standpoint. The lawsuit is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
any lawyer I've talked to, and I've talked to many, think that this is the most ridiculous bunch of crap. And they say how that lawyer, meaning Shocket, is still a lawyer is beyond them.
Yeah.
So many people have said that.
That's what Rip said, and a couple of his buddies who are prosecutors in New York. They were like, how the hell does Florida give this guy? Because they've been watching his stuff.
They watched the depot. Remember, they watched the depot and they're like, "Holy shit!" Like
Yeah.
he should have been like taken down for that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's just so it's like you just sit back. It's like you almost are entertained by his
Kyle.
stupidity.
Hey, Kyle. God, you almost entertained what?
No, by Jeremy Hale's stupidity. It's like he reminds me of like, you know what it is? It's like you see these like I don't even know. I see like these movies where they have an animation where you have a giant and he picks up this little guy, he's like little Tasmanian devil, and he's kicking, he's screaming, and this giant he's like, huh? And he's like looking, this guy's like and you're just that's what he reminds me of. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're just looking at this thing and you're like, what the hell is wrong with this person? Oh, and by the way, I got another, as we're in this live, another unsolicited email comes in from Anaya Waterman.
Oh gosh, what'd she say now?
She just it's emojis. The whole thing is laughing emojis, right? And I'm not responding, although my husband says I should respond to her. I should respond to her every Sunday with a Bible verse.
Dude, it's just, you know what? I've come to the conclusion he's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to keep doing this. It's just going to find someone else later to do it.
Yeah,
because this is what he's done, and he's going to continue.
I believe he's done this his whole life. I just think that, you know, with his YouTube channel, he was trying to create a presence that, you know, obviously wasn't.
I don't know what he did before I met him.
I think he was a bully his whole life. That's what I think.
Yeah.
He didn't just become a bully on YouTube.
He obviously bullied his kids. He probably bullied his family. And everybody saw through it, and they just stayed the heck away. They're like, "Get away from us!" Nobody wants to be around somebody like that.
Well, from what it looks like is once he like is kind of out of your everyday life, they just like it better.
My Babs.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't want nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him.
Hello,
you know.
All he does is just stir strife and negativity. Nobody wants to be around somebody like that. You know, unless you're miserable in your own skin and you just want a punching bag too, let them all sit together and sing Kumbaya. I mean, seriously, like, you know what I mean? Let him have his crowd of people.
Well, I've talked to some people from his past, and they just like, you know, there's certain ways they will come forward, but other than that, they want nothing to do with him because they know if they come forward, they're going to get attacked. And they've had him out of his life for so long that they just,
Yeah, they just want to stay the heck
away.
They
want nothing to do with him.
To open that can of worms again.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just like, nope. Because he stalks, he harasses, and he does crazy stuff.
He calls everybody unhinged on his.
He's the one who's unhinged. Yeah.
He's the one that's unhinged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just crazy. But like I said, let him and his whole little gang of army, whatever he wants to call his people, go hang together, people. Because I know you guys are not happy people in life. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like laughable. It's like you feel sorry for them, but you also, it's so ridiculous that it's laughable that it's like from the outside looking in and seeing these people, like, this is just, I've never seen any people their age act like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe a kid, like little kids or something, but not as middle-aged adults here.
It's
crazy.
It is what it is. People are going to be people, dude. It's, you know, they need something to follow gossip, you know. They need that. They need that's why his channel gets so many views and everything, because people love gossip and people love
the drama of it all. Yeah. Well, look
how big the Kardashian show was. Look how big, you know, all those shows are drama based.
Yeah.
And that's
speaking of, Robbie, have you watched any of Ozzy's show, the last show?
Yeah, I've watched the whole thing.
Yeah, me too. Did you see that freaking Travis was there and they showed Courtney on camera? I'm like, now what'd you do that for?
Right.
I'm like, why did you have to turn the camera to her? You know, this was a great show. You didn't have to throw her on there.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just ruined it for me.
I can't believe
I watched them.
What's his name got booed from Disturbed.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear him getting booed. Why would he get booed?
He got booed. I
didn't hear
know.
him getting.
Jakey Lee got a big round of applause.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, because I don't think they even thought that he was going to show up because most people knew he was shot in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they called him and like, well, anybody see where Jakey Lee is? And when he came out, that crowd roared. You know, I thought that was really cool. I was so glad that he was there. And the other thing that I thought was super cool was when Ozzy was playing, and they played. You know, he played. What did he? Let me see. He started with I Don't Know. Then he did Mr. Crowley. Then Suicide Solution, which I was surprised he did that one. But he did Suicide Solution. Then he did Mama, I'm Coming Home. And then Crazy Train. And I was like, wow, man. And he had Randy up there. I was like, it was like so. I had chills.
Dude, Jack
that he had all the people that played with him.
Black with the kids did a great job.
Yeah.
You know, they did a phenomenal job. And
Steven Tyler.
Dude, Youngblood.
Youngblood was cool. Yeah, Changes.
Oh my God. He did Changes with he did I love that.
Yeah. But it's even Steven Tyler. I think Steven looked great.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, holy crap, man.
No magic.
Yeah. Oh, we have Todd email. Moses became a sponsor. Whoop whoop. We do have Todd mail. But yeah. So I thought that Steven was great on there, man. I was like, wow, listen, they all sounded great. I don't think Axel did. Sorry to say. Did not think Axel sounded good at all. There were a couple of blunders there. But other than that, I think that whole show was great. I loved the fact that they had the drummer from Tool there. Chad from the Chili Peppers. I loved that Nuno Betancourt played and played throughout a lot of it. And because Nuno is definitely an amazing guitar player. So I'm so glad that he was there. And Rudy was there.
What's crazy is Nuno's a very technical guitar player. And Randy was not a technical guitar player. He just played with feeling and heart. You know, and he was just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a great show. Great show. I like if that show was here, I would have been there. You know what I mean? I that was a phenomenal show. I'm sad. It was like bittersweet in a way, you know?
Right.
But because if there's one thing that's ever been true about Ozzy, he loves performing. He loves being on stage. He loves his fans. That is 100% fact.
Though, because he just sat in his chair the whole time.
Well, you know, hey, that's all he could do, and he still did it. He sounded great.
Oh, he sounded incredible.
He sounded freaking fabulous, man. And he was still, you know, rocking as much as he could. And you know what? He enjoyed it because he could do it. You know what I mean? But he can't do that, you know, for 4 nights a week, you know.
I want to know who the band was that she pulled off the bill because they wanted royalties in it. They wanted
Someone was saying it was Iron Maiden.
No, a lot of people were saying it's Motley Crue.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I didn't hear Motley Crue, but someone said it was Bruce Dickinson. They thought it was Smashing Pumpkins, but then what's his face was there.
Right.
Because she had some kind of beef with them once before. And then the last I heard it was Iron Maiden, but they weren't sure if it was true. Now, could it have been Crue? Probably.
It was awfully funny how no one from Crue was there.
Yeah. Not one person from Crue, which is weird.
Yeah,
I would have thought Tom would have been there. Yeah. I would have thought Tommy would have been there. Nikki's the ass of the band, really.
Oh, he's 100%.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he did. He did very well for a 76-year-old man. We forget he's
Oh, he
76.
did.
I mean, look at Steven. I was freaking dumbfounded. I thought Steven looks freaking great. His hair is full. I'm like, what? Oh, I can't even believe this guy looks like this right now, and he's jumping around. I mean, he even flicked off his peen there to the camera. I was like, oh my god, he's right there, right in that moment, And I was glad that he played with Rudy and Nuno, and that I just thought it was cool. I thought
It
it was
was
great.
nice to see Rudy there.
Oh yeah, Rudy was all smiles, man, and I know Rudy, and he's a great, great, great guy, and I knew there was no way he wouldn't be there,
Right.
but he was all smiles, man. He loved every bit of it, and it was really good to see a lot of those guys who are definitely up in age these days, just perform the way they did.
I wish
Great.
Jim Bain would have still been alive because he would have been right up there.
Yeah, it was a great show. But I have something here that I need to show you guys because, the whole cannonball thing that we got going on with the pool and the cruise. You know what I mean? This is for Todd, guys. This is for Todd.
What is it?
Cannonball! Just a little.
That's
Oh
cool.
my
I
god.
like that.
Yeah, that was for Todd. Let's show it again. He's already doing the cannonballs in the pool. I think that's really not a cannonball. He's trying to turn it into a spider of some sort. But that's one of the pools on the, I'm not sure what level that is actually. But that's everything is being redone, guys. We're renovating the cruise. So.
Yeah, Kelly got engaged.
Kelly's engaged.
Kelly Osbourne got engaged to her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool at the show. He proposed.
Really, I missed that part.
That was just on Kelly's page. I didn't see it on the thing.
Oh.
I just saw she posted it.
Yeah, fast cannon.
Yeah, they have a baby together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's the guy she has a baby with. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the guy from Slipknot.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was one guy who was playing drums. I didn't know who it was. I'm like, who is this? Oh, really? You think Chaos was there? That's cool, man. There was some really good video footage of that. It was a great show. I'm bummed that I wasn't there. I would have definitely enjoyed that. There's no doubt. And it was packed. Packed. Yes. Packed. So it was pretty cool. Oh my gosh, guys. So tomorrow night, Kendra is okay. I'm just saying, she's hoping to come on tomorrow night. And there's a bunch of stuff she wants to talk about. She wants to talk about the cases that are not going to trial because someone decided to take a plea deal. And she's really, I told you guys, she's having issues. And so probably tell her story to you, Robbie, about seeing that chat.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah, it was pretty funny.
This just proves to you how stupid people are. And I'd love to say misinformed, but you can't even say misinformed anymore because do your research and you can figure it out.
Yeah, they're just making shit up. I mean, when she heard that, she was just like, what? Yeah, tell me, name one of his friends, and they said Lisa, and she's like, don't! And she went off.
It's funny, too, because on my live, we were talking about it. It was a question that Mimi's mom gave me, and she was like, how do you feel about it? And I was like, I think it's wrong. I think, no matter how you slice it, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can't put people in tents with damn cages in them right there. You're right in the middle where hurricanes come in. We're in hurricane season, and it's
Yeah.
an old military base that was shut down, and it's Miccosukee land. It's Seminole land,
Yeah.
It's right there, Big Cypress. And
Yeah.
how do you justify going in there and doing that again?
Yeah.
And it just that really upset me. And then all this, I've seen a bunch of the AI stuff that people have done with the gators and stuff, and some of them are funny, where you have the Spanish guys with the sombreros riding gators, and
Well, I know she'll mention that, but I know she wants to talk about a couple of cases coming up, and she wants to talk about the whole cyberbullying issue because, guys, you know that Kate Van Slyke, the one with the horses,
yeah,
she's getting bullied.
Really?
Yeah, she's getting bullied. The people that work with her are getting bullied. There's also I don't remember the woman's name. She said it, but I don't remember. She's going to talk about it tomorrow. But there's a woman who made like a homemade antipasta and brought it to someone's house, and she got just shit on for doing it because she was told to go put it where it was supposed to be, and she walked in on something that I guess she wasn't supposed to see. I don't know. She's going to tell us more about it tomorrow. And these people have been literally cyberbullying. So for stupid reasons, just because of keyboard warriors or wanting to make content, So we're going to get a lot into it.
It's easier to be nice to people than it is to go out of your way and bully people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know how.
John Capps has a question for Leslie.
Sure. Yeah.
Shoot, John.
Shoot.
Now he's going to shut up.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the question now. But yeah, so she's going to talk about some of that and bring awareness to some of the other cyberbullying.
John Capps is going to say, Leslie, how many subscribers do you have on your OF page?
I don't have an OF.
Thank you. She admits it.
I had a client and her daughter was on that. My poor client was so naive. She was like, she was like, oh, she's not doing anything on the site. And I'm like, we found all this stuff.
Oh, he actually has a serious question. Leslie, have you watched any of the videos on the Carmelo Anthony case in Texas? Now, guys, I want to ask you a question. When you say Carmelo Anthony, are you talking about a basketball player? Is this a basketball player? I know I asked this the other night, but I never saw the answer.
I haven't followed it.
Kendra might know about it. Kendra follows all kinds of cases, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
She loves it. And same name, different person. Thank you, Kyle. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot more cyberbullying going on. And you know what? I just think that maybe this whole cause is gonna I can't say it. She literally said, man, if Lisa was here, she would tear this room apart. I was like, oh no, please don't bring me into something else. But I'm sorry, I can't watch someone like Kate get trashed or bullied. Why? You know what I mean? But and then this other one with the antipasta and Michaela from Save a Fox. Yeah, sorry, no, I'm not going to sit around and just not do anything. I think that Jeremy, being as big of a YouTuber that he is and doing the cyberbullying that he's been doing for 2.5 years, I think the judge needs to realize that, and the judge needs to put him in his place and make him stop. And whatever that means, that's what it means. And from that point forward, the next cyberbullier, the cyberbully needs to get stopped too. They all need to get stopped. There needs to be some kind of accountability for what they're doing to people. And it's got to start somewhere. I'm sure it starts somewhere.
That's a good idea.
there's people trying to stop it elsewhere too. Maybe we can all meet up and get together and just there needs to be the awareness. And I think this.
I think too, Lisa. I told you this a while back. I think a campaign humanizing people. Humanizing people because they dehumanize people by branding them with names like lips and flea and all these deuce. It's dehumanizing. So
everything he's saying, what the stories he's claiming to go along with those mocking names are, it is dehumanizing.
Well, and I'm here being human. It makes it easier for them to inflict hate and bullying and not think about a person as having true feelings and the fact that they're actually causing that person emotional damage. And like I said, they're playing with fire because not everybody is equipped to handle it. And the people they're going after, it's one thing, if you've put yourself in the limelight, you have to expect that there's different standards in law when someone's a public figure versus not a public figure. You have to accept when you are a public figure, you're going to get I would hate to say that, you don't want cyberbullying, but you're going to get critics, right? But going after someone like
I have them. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, no, but going after someone like Michelle, who, is not in the public eye, who is a common everyday person. I wasn't in the public eye when this first started with me.
He thinks because she ran for town council, that makes her public. You literally made her, world news.
Yeah.
That's a totally different ballgame.
You're invading someone's privacy that they didn't want to be, they didn't want their life on display for the internet on the internet. He didn't
just invade her privacy. He invaded her family, each and every individual, each and every person in her family.
Yeah.
Not just John and Harley, but her daughters, her grandchildren. He invaded all of them, Can the judge order YouTube to change?
He took he exploited people's lives that weren't looking for their lives to be on display. And that's one thing he did, not to include the amount of hate and cyberbullying that he inflicted. And then obviously bullying through litigation, he's bullying in every capacity. And I'm telling you right now, he is going to bully the wrong person and they're going to take their life. And it's going to be that simple. And he's going to be hated nationally, hated. And that might be the hell that he would have. He's going to have to teach him a lesson if he ever learns.
Well, hopefully that don't happen, and he gets stopped before that happens.
Exactly.
He's lucky it hasn't happened yet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because of how much he's done. He's bullied so many people in the past 2.5 years.
I love. There's this one channel, and they went after the bullies that bullied that Michaela Raines. With that took her life with the Fox channel. This YouTuber he has millions, I think like 5 or 6 million subscribers. And he investigated and located every single person that was cyberbullying this girl. And he did an entire video on it, exposing them, calling their names out. The thing is, you might be able to get away with it before someone takes their life or ends up, having serious emotional damage because of this. But when when someone starts to investigate this, because you've actually hurt somebody now beyond repair, whether it's their life or just serious emotional and mental damage to them, they will go and subpoena the records. They will go to all the anonymous postings, and they will trace everything back. You can't make even with burner numbers, you can't open up like Google Gmail accounts without it having a verified number. And because everything can be traced back, even if you have aliases, it can all be traced back. So, these fake names that they want to go under and everything else, there will be an investigation should they cause damage to somebody through what they're doing. And that's what they're not. I don't know if they might realize that and they just think they're untouchable. But the point is
how to stop it when they live across the street from each other. Well, one judge did. He made Jeremy drive the other way. That's I think the problem they had with Judge Thomas is the reason they had him removed was because he didn't agree with Jeremy, and he literally saw what Jeremy was doing all along. He saw it. Yeah. He saw what this guy was doing, and they ended up getting him off the case because he was helping. How they saw it was him helping Michelle. But the thing is I know that when you're a pro se litigant, a judge can make sure you understand what's happening in that courtroom. that she understands what she's saying and what the truth may be or whatever, whatever he's calling it. I don't know. But he can do that. And I know he can do it because I've seen it done before. But hey, I believe that he saw what was going on and he made Jeremy go the other way. And you know what? You think, oh, I should be able to go down my street. Whatever. Well, then guess what? Then stop stalking your neighbor. You want to go down your street? Stop stalking your neighbor, and you'll probably be able to go back down your street. The only reason he was able to go back down the street was because Michelle voluntarily dismissed that case. That's it. It's the only reason why that happened the way it did. And he could oh, I'm winning. And what has he done since? He's been stalking her since.
And notice who he goes after. What he needs is a taste of his own medicine. Somebody that has way more supporters than he has to call him out. He goes after people that either he has more subscribers than, or he goes after people that he might be financially, in a better position than they are, or he'll go after people that might be elderly. He goes after people that what
he considers less than.
Yeah, and he just bullies and stomps on them. And it's like what he really needs. He should have gone in the military. I had some dude get up in his face,
right,
around and say, "You little PUSS." You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Boy, I mean that's what he needed. Some guy to bully the shit out of him. And say you're nothing, man. He needed to be tore down in the military.
That's what used to happen when you come across people like that get bully others. Someone usually stomps them down in the schoolyard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because that's what this shit is. This is like high school, middle school bullshit.
Yeah,
and but he's affecting families, and these are people that are in their 60s. These are grown adults. These are the minions over there, and the little Facebook, jerk offs are literally people that are over the age of 50 doing it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That they feel that they can do that. That's insane. That's like me sitting watching my mother do that. I'd be like, what? Like my mother would never do something like that. And she used to spend time on Facebook. She would never, ever even, I can't imagine. That's what I picture when I picture these people behind these keyboards.
Yeah.
I picture someone like my mother's age literally sitting there typing this crap.
Yeah.
And harassing people. And it's insane.
Bullies, usually they lack empathy, complete lack of empathy. Or they were raised in a family that bullied them as kids, so they just learned the behavior, or they never had consequences, or they're just jealous and envious of those that they bully.
Or you're right, Babs. You're absolutely right.
They have unresolved trauma and anger, from some sort of abuse growing up, neglect, trauma. There's multitude of reasons, for the bullying, but to me, he seems like the type of bully. He's just a bully because he lacks empathy. He has no empathy whatsoever. None.
Good night, Mike.
Good night, Mike.
But I think you're right. And Babs says too, this movement is so much bigger than the germ. I think the movement must start. It must start with all of us. And
I agree.
We need to take this horrible experience. We need to take the legacy of the poor woman who just killed herself a week ago. And we need to make something good out of it. And we need to start a movement, and we need to stop bullying, and we need to have that message threaded through everything we do. And, I have videos that I have posted now, and it says, save a life, stop cyberbullying by stopping Jeremy Hales. That is my videos. I have them all on my website, and I'm going to keep posting it because I believe it. Save a life, stop cyberbullying, stop Jeremy Hales, and you stop him by not supporting him. People need to realize, what he is doing to other human beings, and it's just not acceptable. And here's another thing. If he wants to say, oh, let's say there's no truth to this. Let's say that he's correct and everyone was harassing him. He has a choice on how to respond. Okay. So you don't have to respond bullying somebody back, even if in his crazy tainted reality, he believes things are being perpetrated against him. He doesn't have to cyberbully people, and he is. Okay. But that's not the case. He's obviously the one.
Exactly, Stacey.
Acts,
Yeah. Well, that's why, Kenya's going to talk about a couple of things that she told me tonight and tomorrow. And I think there's a movement that we should be part of as well. And I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's extremely important.
Absolutely.
And
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to go, guys, soon because I've been so tired today. I got up really early with a hearing this morning, and I'm just so tired. But no, I'm definitely 150% behind it. Anything I can do to help, spread awareness. But I think he needs to be held accountable, and I think we need to take this opportunity. I have videos right now where I clip all the cyberbullying attacks from his hate group. Not all of them. I took like 10 of them. And I made a video, and I took a bunch of commentary from news segments of people who've taken their lives over cyberbullying, and I played like a slideshow to show what this man is doing. And at the end, I say, stop cyberbullying, stop Jeremy Hales, and because he is a cyberbully, and that word needs to get out. Stop cyberbullying, stop Jeremy Hales, because he is the facilitator, and he is encouraging and perpetrating this. He's the stone in the water with the ripples, and he's rippling evil, not good. And it needs to be stopped, and we got to bring awareness. He needs when his name is Google searched, he needs to have cyberbully come up with his name everywhere, because that's what he is.
That's what he's doing. He can't even deny it. He literally talked about cyberbullying and how it's not on him if someone were to do something like that while he was cyberbullying.
Yeah.
He went off on you. He went off on me. He went off on my husband. He went off on Robbie, mentioned MLS, called Guapo a thief. He went off on several people and then sat there saying he wasn't cyberbullying.
Well, you know what?
I was like, are you a moron?
Listen, let him tell me I'm defaming him. I would love to enter that courtroom.
This isn't defamation. Like what I just said is true. There's truth. It's fact. I have the video to prove it. I recorded it.
I will continue to make videos, and I will continue to tag his name, and I will continue to say, save a life, stop cyberbullying, stop Jeremy Hales. I'm going to post at least 1 to 2 videos a week with that message in the title. And then when people start Google searching him, they will.
I see you, Shellbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. All right. So I've always wanted to go noodling flutter, but I can't swim.
But anyways, guys, listen. Thank you, Lisa. Nice talking to you, Robbie. I gotta go to bed. I'm so tired tonight. I was like half asleep when I signed on today. I'm just.
I know. I hadn't heard from Leslie, and I'm like, "Are you coming on tonight?"
Oh my God, I was so tired. And I was like, and I love coming on, but I was like falling asleep, and then I'm like, okay,
it's late. Yeah.
Like drink a Dr. Pepper, like try to keep myself. Oh God.
It's like it's been so rainy here, so it's like such a relaxing, like you just want to chill. You know what I mean? You enjoy that time off because when it's sunny out all the time, you got things to do. We do it, but when it's raining, you're kind of stuck in the house a little bit. I was passed out. Yeah, it's like a relaxing day.
I love it. It's an excuse to sit around watching movies. But anyway, all right, guys. Thank you for having me on, and I will see. Oh, I have jury room tomorrow at 12. So Lisa, if you're up,
we'll be there. Yep.
All right, guys.
Jury room tomorrow at noon. Last week was fun. Last week was good.
Last week.
And I think we're gonna get into. It's gonna be pretty intense about Shocket tomorrow. I think because we got some peeps that are just gonna, really, really explain it the way you guys like to hear it. I think anyway. But all right, Leslie. So tomorrow at noon Eastern time.
Have a good night, Leslie.
Bye, Robbie. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Night. Oh my goodness, Robbie. It's crazy out there in YouTube land. La La Land.
Yeah, it's
crazy. We just gotta, we gotta keep the kindness going. We have to expose the truth and stand up for people that feel like they don't have a voice. We have to create awareness. Somehow, some way, the people that are bullying others need to stop. And there's only one way.
I wish it was that easy, Lisa.
I know. But you know what? If more people come together and stand up for it and make it. Maybe there's some. I don't know what can be done, but I mean,
When I
there's
used to
toss.
do reptile shows, I used to bring in the anti-bullying thing all the time in schools.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think it needs to be done in a major way on social media. Um, whether it's I don't know. It just needs to be done in a major way, and there needs to be awareness. And people can say mental health awareness, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month. But it's the cyberbullying. There's a federal statute now in regards to it, cyberbullying and cyber harassment. Okay, and it's very, very serious, and it needs to be brought to light more and more and more. And people that are YouTubers or on Instagram, whatever social media platform, Facebook, whatever social media platform there is. I know they have guidelines that guidelines that this goes against. But there's so many YouTubers, there's so many channels, there's so many groups, that they're just like, I mean, come on, the fact that the fake What the Hell's group, which I think is actually really What the Hell's, because he hasn't tried to take it down. If he did, it would be down. But that group alone shouldn't even exist on Facebook based on their guidelines, and I believe that because of the 230 is it a statute or rule, that they feel like it's a good faith way of getting away with it, that they're not responsible or liable for what their users do, when in fact they are. When people are reporting it and they're not doing anything about the reports that they're getting, when they can say, well, there's just too many, we don't have that many employees. Well, then better yet, you better go get some. You better hire more people or get better bots or whatever it is to remove this shit, because you're allowing these people to bully and harm others. And the people they're harming aren't these are individuals. They're not the same. Everybody's unique. Everybody's brain works differently. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, they need to either hire more people or shut it down. Shut it down. Not their platform, but take these reports seriously.
Right.
Better bots or people manning them. Hire more people. You can offer certain advantages to get people. You don't have to pay to do it. They'll do it. Put them through some type of training program, and they'll do it for internship, whatever it may be. You can get people to do it. If you don't want to pay them, you could offer some type of program. There's many things that can be done. And a lot of these companies just want to profit as much as they can, and they don't really care. But they will care when they're becoming liable for it, and they are liable. That 230 thing is not, when you have a bunch of people reporting it and you're not doing anything about it. That 230 means absolutely nothing, because it's a good faith rule. And when people are acting in bad faith and you're doing that, that's bad faith. So I mean, you become liable. Leslie explained it great, I believe, a couple nights ago. And Richard knows about it. So, but something just has to be done. And we need to make people aware, not just here, not just about Jeremy Hales, but about all the bullies too. And, he's bullying, clear as day, and he's been doing it for 2.5 years. I don't care what he says. I don't care how he tries to deny it. He is bullying people. You're calling people liars, scammers. You're making shit up. You're totally been on someone. These two people, a child, you're inciting hate. You're inciting people to call places, and it. You've actually told people that all you have to do is say something, and they'll do it. And you're completely doing it. You want to say that I made fun of you and that I'm bullying you? No, I'm telling the truth. It's that simple. And I don't like you. I don't like your conduct. That's your behavior. Your behavior is that of a bully. I don't like it. And I've said it from day one. You being a bully is what made me finally say, I'm done with you getting away with it and playing a victim. You are the aggressor. You are the bully, and you've proven me right every day since. Every day. That's why I react to a video every day. He says something every damn day about someone else in a negative way.
It's gross.
Every day. So, we didn't do the analysis we were going to do because we were talking. Time flies. We'll get to it. But I do know tomorrow night, I don't know what's going to happen in court or anything like that, but Kendra is definitely planning to come on, but something could stop her from coming on because there is something happening in her life right now. But she's planning on coming on, so I can tell you that. But Robbie, you and I will be here, right?
Yeah, I'll be in.
Yeah. Lisa made me hate being put in the corner. Are you Dan? Spade, are you Dan? Since people are under all these names, because the first person I ever put in the corner was Dan Davis.
Okay.
Yep, told him to get in the damn corner. And see, called him out. 1, 2, 3. Where's Dan Davis now? Just saying. Lisa bullies you. Yeah, I'm a bully. No, here's the thing, though. I call out the bullies. I call them weeds. I pull the weeds.
I'm pulling weeds.
Lisa told me to shut up, a bully of the worst kind. Shut up. Shut up. Good Lord.
Oh.
Good night, bearded fisherman.
Good night, bearded.
That's Lisa's favorite saying for me. Shut up. I'm a magician, and so are you. I have what? I have mail? I have more mail? Hold on. Let me see. Uh-oh. What is this? Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. Gotta show. Kyle, where are you at? Is Kyle still here?
No.
He's not?
No. Kyle said goodnight.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'll show it next time then, I guess. Missed you so much. What do you mean? When Lisa tells me to shut up, I love it. Shut up, Todd. Oh, man. Kyle went to bed. What? It's only 9:46 there.
He went to hit his massage chair.
Oh. Okay, well. I guess I'll have to wait and see. We'll see. No, he didn't? He didn't go to sleep?
No, he's sitting in a massage chair.
You're welcome, Todd. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. So, I am so relaxed right now, and I don't know why. Is it raining by you?
No.
It's not raining anymore?
No.
Oh, goodness. Look at that.
Did it rain there?
A little bit, yeah.
Did it rain there?
You went to sit in a yeah, a little bit. Carmelo Anthony fatally killed Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought Carmelo Anthony was the one who got stabbed. So it was Austin Metcalf that got stabbed? I don't know the story. I'm sure Kendra's going to fill me in, though.
I don't know any of that story.
Yeah, she's been watching a lot of true crime stuff lately, she said. So, but guys, there is a video over on Rumble right now in regards to it's a PSA video. It's called Ghosts in the Wires. You guys should go check it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it to YouTube just yet. I'm a little nervous too because I don't. Who knows what they're gonna do or say? But it is a public service announcement, and I just want to read their PSA guidelines because they actually do have them. She don't eat gummies. Lisa is high up on gummies. Nope, I don't eat gummies. I don't get high on anything. Sorry. I hate to disappoint. Oh, cool, Lucinda. Thank you. But yeah. And yes, absolutely. If you want to share that, please do. That's really cool because I really think that awareness is needed. And yeah. I'm not sure. Okay, so for those of you who've seen it, do you think that I should have like before it starts, have like a warning, trigger warning type thing beforehand? Or it's not necessary? What do you think?
I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta create one, I guess.
Just cover your butt. Just.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make like a general one, like trigger warning, like if we're talking about something specific or I happen to show anything, just like while we're live, I can have one just to like throw up on the screen, trigger warning, because we've talked about a couple of things where people said I should say trigger warning, trigger warning. Yeah, I'm thinking too. I think so too, Nikki. I agree. So I'm going to do that, but it's not on Rumble right now. Yeah, that's just it. The topics can get really heavy, you know. And I'm really upset that Katie Van Slyke is getting bullied. You know.
Yeah.
You triggered already because of me. Why? What did I do to you, Spade? What she's getting, talked about. Certain topics can trigger certain emotions from people with different pasta. Yep, I agree. Pass. Well, it's weird that you said pasta because we are going to be talking about someone who's getting bullied in regards to making a homemade pasta. That I thought that was really strange. But it just goes to show you people are just crazy out there. They don't care. You know? Robert, you might know, because you watch a lot of the History Channel stuff. Like the hieroglyphics from like way back when, they try to decipher what they mean and stuff like that. And it goes even deeper than that, just like certain languages way back when. And, we always think, 666 is like the, sign of the devil, number of the devil or whatever. But in other languages, 666 was WWW.
That's, you can spin anything to any way you want it. That's the way I look at it.
So did you see, what I'm talking about? Did you ever see one of the shows like that? Because there's several shows that always repeat the same things. Have you ever seen that? I forget which show I saw. Gabe might remember because he's the one that watches a lot of it. But I saw that. I'm like, wow, that is freaking weird. Like that 666 be the WWW, which World Wide Web.
It was alien, whatever they were talking about, ancient Egypt and Greece.
Ah, okay. I heard of that. Yeah, it's weird. It's really strange because it's like if you think about it, especially what we're talking about, cyberbullying, people using their keyboards, things that they wouldn't normally say or do or whatever, and even just like a lot of like when it comes to political stuff, like the sides people take and then the arguments they have online, and I mean it's become so crazy over the past decade, if not more than that. You know what I mean? It's wow, it's wow. So when I heard that, I saw that, I was like, huh. Like that's
if you want to do this whole anti-bullying thing, you should research it, find out how many suicides were, due to bullying on the internet. and just do your research and do that. You know,
Yeah.
and you got facts. You got nothing but hard facts there.
Yeah. Love doing that. I wish it was about a different topic, though.
Right?
You know. But, I mean, if we could save one person.
I can't do that because it's too depressing, and I get in a dark place, and
Yeah.
it's
That's why
like,
it's triggering. It's triggering. But you know what? If you can help save other people, I say it's worth it. Saving a life. You never know.
that's true.
You
It's
never
true.
know. I've literally told people, that I knew had, that depression, and had mentioned things before. I've literally said to them, promise me one thing. Before you ever think of anything like that, you come hang out with me for a little bit. Just come hang out with me for like a half an hour. Promise me that. That's all I ask. Because I can't. Nothing is worth doing that. Because, it all depends on what you believe in. Okay. But we're here. See, I don't want people to think I'm one way or another. I'm not, but we could be here. I'll put it this way: to learn about life, experience life, in all kinds of ways. Whether we agree with it, whether we wonder why on earth we're given this life, it might be a lesson that you needed to learn. It may bring you to a door that you need to open that's going to lead to, I don't know, treasure, love. You never know why you have to go through the things you have to go through. But we look at them like they're life lessons. And people talk about past lives being here before. When they talk like that, a lot of times they say it's because you're back here to learn something you didn't learn before.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
you did. There's something that you didn't learn, and you're back
right.
to.
Now, if you look at things like that, and I know there's a lot of people that do, I know there's a lot of people that don't. But if you look at things in that sense, when you're not supposed to, God is supposed to decide, when your life ends or something. You're not supposed to you're not supposed to do that, because if you do and you don't learn that lesson, you come back to relive it until you learn it. You know what I mean? This is whether you believe it or not. That's all up to you. Whether you believe in past lives or coming back, or to a new life. But they do say that, and why would you want to come back to relive that life? You know what I mean? If that's how you believe. So I would hate to think that if there was someone out there, especially like if it's on here, my channel, it would break my heart if any one of you thought you didn't have someone to talk to. That would break my heart. So I want you all to know, and I know it's a big undertaking for me to even say, but please email me if you ever felt like you just needed someone to talk to. Because I would never want anybody to feel alone in any way, shape, or form. I just don't, So please.
It sucks. All right.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Don't cry. No cry. No crying. I just know that there's people out there that, can use someone to talk to. Trust me, when my mom passed away, this is funny. All right, I'll tell you guys this. I actually created a website because my mother was of a certain age. My father had passed away. And this is why when someone says something about my husband and the elderly making up some bullshit story, my husband and I both, my husband does work with a lot of people that are elderly. And there's a lot of people out there that live alone and they have no one to talk to. So sometimes when he's there and he's like working on their property, they sit down, they try to have conversations, they'll make him lunch. I mean, they keep finding things for him to do so that they have company, you know? And so we were talking one time and I just said, why don't we start like this this helpline type thing, which I know there are a lot out there, but like maybe we can do something where we have people go and visit, people that are alone and stuff like that. And, or maybe there's families that don't live with their parents that are, states away that they can like call us and we can go and sit and talk to them or check on their family members or something. Or, maybe there's certain ways to help them. That people don't have to feel alone. It breaks my heart to know like there's people that are alone out there and they feel like they have nobody. That actually breaks my heart. So I just want anyone to know that, I know I do get a lot of emails and stuff, and that's not the reason I get them, but I will definitely respond to all my emails, if anybody needed to contact me for whatever reason it is. And there's a great group of people that are here. There was someone that mentioned something last night, and a bunch of people said, well, we're here. The emails exchanged. I just don't ever want anybody to feel that way. And I can't protect or save, a lot. I just know that I'm there and I can help in whatever capacity I can, or I'm willing to. But that is something that my husband and I wanted to do because he saw people, and this is not online. This is people he sees on a daily, basis.
So stop right
suffering.
there for 1 second. I'm gonna run. I gotta get to bed. I'm exhausted.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're gonna end it there anyway. Go.
My head is pounding.
Is it my voice? Am I giving you a headache, Robbie?
What?
I said, is it my voice? Am I giving you a headache?
Signal again.
Oh, sure.
No.
Sure you did.
I'm tired.
Landscaping and love. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying that is a thought that we had. We just wanted to help in whatever capacity. And he does that. He's had a client that will call him, and this is a woman and her husband. Her husband was sick, but he's had clients, this is one out of a couple actually, who would call Gabe 3:00 in the morning when her husband got up out of bed and fell because he was trying to, use the restroom. And Gabe would go over there because she couldn't pick him up. Gabe would travel. It was like a good 15 minutes away at 3-4 in the morning. He'd wake up and go over there and help. And that's just, and they knew that they can count on Gabe. We have a neighbor down the road here who, him and his wife are in their 80s, and they call Gabe when they, can't do something, and he's not getting paid for it. He just needs help, and with something. It's nothing like that. It's literally just him going and helping. Like for a simple thing, like he can't drive his car, but he's got his favorite car that's in the garage, right? And he just needs it to be driven. So, it's not sitting there and dies, the battery dies and whatever. And he'll have Gabe go drive down the road and take it for a spin or something, like just little things, like that. It's, yeah. So when you want to talk about my husband and try and put him in a bad light, shame on you. Shame on you.
All right, I'm running. Good night, everybody. God bless. Prayers.
I'm going to.
You can stay on. I'm just.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's 1:00. It's
I'm
1
going to take
o'clock.
a
Nobody
second
wants to
and
hear me
get in
anymore. They don't want to hear me anymore.
bed.
I'm not trying to talk you out of it, just worried about some other people that can hurt you. And you, yeah, I
All right.
understand.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night, Robbie. Bye. Anyway, guys, it is 1 o'clock, but please, like I said, don't ever feel alone. You're not alone. I'm an email away. Some people are phone calls away. Just don't ever feel alone. Gabe's great. Gabe's awesome. He's got a very big heart. I think some people would listen to you read the dictionary. Oh, stop it. Maybe I should read stories. I don't know. If I talk that much, I think I'd be blah, 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 blah. I'd be sitting here drinking soda or something all night. Anyway, guys, I want you guys to have a fabulous evening. Check us out on Jury Room tomorrow at noon. On Leslie. I don't know if I'll be able to air it here, but if it's not aired live, you'll be able to see it on Rumble for sure. I believe it's on Legally Leslie that it's going to be live. So check it out. And then tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, right back here on schedule. And Kendra's supposed to be here. And I say supposed to because she wouldn't confirm it. Just in case. So, anyway, here I have a unique voice. I've been told I should read bedtime stories. Yeah. Me too. Me too. So, all right, guys. Prayers for everyone. Prayers for Ray and his wife. Prayers for Cindy and her family. Prayers for everybody who needs them. Please go and check out our mods channels. They're awesome gals. They got the mod squad happening. That's going to be going on Wednesday night. And also Tori. I'm not sure if Tori was live today. I think she was live today. I checked to see if Tori's live tomorrow afternoon. But again, Jury Room tomorrow at noon Eastern time, and then tomorrow night at 10, I'll be live again. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting. It means so much. And prayers out for all of you. Thank you. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I don't have any more bye. 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 Who's going to toodaloo? Bye. Bye. Terry, Flutter, who's doing it? Amy, I see you. You're not alone. I see you. Toodaloo, there it is. Have a great night, guys. Email me, Amy, if you need to. Thank you. Have a great night, guys. Bye. Now you make her feel bad, Amy. I'm here. Email me if you need to. But I see you. I see you. Good night, guys.